Welcome back, everybody, to the Clown Shoes Podcast. We're just leaving it at that.
Okay. Welcome back to the Clown Shoes Podcast.
I'm Yoshi.
And I am Minshark.
And we always forget to say that.
You probably don't even remember who we are anymore.
No, we
You just tune in and listen.
Yeah.
Like good obedient listeners. Good job, listeners.
Yeah.
Bleep that. If you want to hear that, we'll open up a Patreon.
I won't put the episode in there. I'm just gonna put that audio file, and the rest is just gonna be silent. So it's like a
2-second audio file.
Yeah. No, it's the full audio file. So it's 100. Like it's like a minute and not a minute. It's an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But the only audio is just at that point. I say what I said. It's like a puzzle. You put it together. You know.
You wait like the whole time, and then you're like, okay, and then play it.
Yeah, you get two phones to get two different audio files to play it.
Yup.
Now
Now speak that into my phone, and then but say the girl version, and I can keep it.
What? I'm not doing that on camera.
We'll see that later. We'll talk about that later, guys. You gotta cut this part out.
I'm not cutting that out.
Please cut it out.
I feel like it's been a while since we recorded, but we did this literally like a week ago.
Yeah.
Are you thinking? Yeah, it was a week ago.
Yeah. I forgot.
We got some news. We got some things to talk about.
Yep.
Literally yesterday, I was like, I hope something happens because I have nothing for this episode.
I wish what I wanted to happen had happened, but it hasn't happened yet. I still have hope.
Yeah.
I think you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. You know that I know that we know that you know.
I'm not wishing that upon anybody. That would be messed up as a Christian.
Oop. Too bad I'm not. Anyways, let's start off with a PSA.
Please stop assaulting theaters. PSA.
Nobody's assaulting a theater. How do you assault a theater?
Throwing popcorn at the screen.
Yeah. So as some of you may know, if you
Minecraft movie.
Yeah. If you go to the Minecraft movie, there's a really funny joke.
Is it though?
No. It's I mean, I laughed. We both laughed when it happened when we watched it. But that's also because it's just a meme at this point. If we're talking about the part where Jack Black just goes, "Chicken Jackie," and in theaters across the country, people are like hurling popcorn and just fucking up like the theater. And you know, obviously, like nobody stays and cleans that. The theater employees have to deal with that.
Yeah. Somebody left a whole fucking like live chicken.
How'd you even get that in?
I don't know. In a bag or something?
But point is, just hey, be nicer, please, to the theater employees.
Literally. Just like, what would you do if somebody fucking came into your house and did that shit? Come on now.
I feel like people don't have any etiquette anymore, to be honest.
People just don't have any like thought outside of themselves.
No class, no honor,
no class,
no bitches, no money, no prospects.
Realistic.
Yeah.
Who can afford to have prospects, really?
In this economy?
No, but guys, like seriously.
Yeah. Just, hey, stop.
Bad.
Yeah. This is bad and you should feel bad.
Yep.
But moving on to the actual news of this week, right? And most of this happened today, so thank God for Thursdays. But we had a Mario Kart Direct this morning. You watched it, I watched it. It's not really anything that we didn't kind of already know from the first trailer we got.
It's just, expanding upon like what we already saw.
Yeah.
But it looks so fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play as Cow.
Yeah, it's still $80, so, you know, hold your horses. Hold your cows.
How the fuck Goomba dry?
How does
he drive?
How Goomba dry? Did he get towel? I should not be making fun of you fucking up words. When I listened back to this, I sound like this was the first day I ever started like talking.
Let's start the whole episode over. I don't want to do this anymore. How the fuck Goomba drive? No arms.
I mean, what do you want from me? What do you want from me?
Explain it to me, liberal.
So yeah, there's anything like new in this trailer really. There's like a couple. You can like rewind time or whatever, but it only affects you, not your.
No, obviously, because that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I like the way it looks. Just, you know.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks fun.
You know what's interesting? Since like this direct, like the Switch 2 reveal a couple weeks ago, right? Not reveal, whatever. people have been like complaining about like how expensive it is or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like they're blaming Nintendo specifically, and I'm not here to defend the billion-dollar company Nintendo. Obviously, they're greedy. This is just the world we live in.
We know this.
But also, like rumors have been circulating for the past year that GTA 6 is going to be $100.
Yeah.
So like it's not like this is just what's happening now, to be honest.
And sorry to say, but some of this probably has something to do with tariffs.
No, yeah, obviously, but like even then, like if anybody here who was like complaining about like Nintendo's pricing for all of this stuff, right? And you go out and buy GTA 6 for its full money amount?
Hell no.
No. I don't want to hear you, to be honest. But whatever.
I want both games anyway. Don't try to like be like I'm a hypocrite. I want them both, and they're both expensive.
I'm not
but shit, you know what are you gonna do?
I don't think I'm paying $100 for GTA 6 though.
I just wait like I guess like the 10 years that it's gonna take for them to make like another one, and like buy it at $50.
$1,000, yeah.
No, buy it for like $15.
What, GTA 6?
Yeah.
Oh, when they make GTA 7, space.
When they say they're gonna make GTA 7.
Oh yeah.
Cause be real.
I want to go back to Liberty City. I want to go to fucking Florida.
It looks fun. It looks fun. I want to fight a gator.
Yeah, you probably... Did you see the tweet? This was a while back, right?
Mm.
But like, GTA 6 better let me go into a cave and fuck the bear and feel it.
Average Florida man.
Yeah.
You know, there's some real fucking headlines going on.
How far away do you think we are, right?
Mm.
From like the Ready Player One universe?
Not doing it.
You're not getting in?
No.
Not if like real life gets so bad that like
It's just fucking Neuralink, and I'm not into it.
Oh yeah. See, the problem with the real world, right? Is it isn't gonna be made by an autistic man. Well, it's gonna be made by an autistic man, but he's also on ketamine.
It's gonna be an autistic man, but he also has severe fucking narcissistic disorder.
Yeah.
And he's a sociopath. He's a piece of shit too.
Yeah, he's
not autistic. He's just a fucking sociopath.
He's also bad at video games, as we discussed last week.
Yeah, he's shit at video games. So how the fuck is he gonna make one?
He'll get other people to make it.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's just gonna be unethical and shitty. Like everything you think he makes that is good.
I don't
like,
think he made anything.
No, everything you think that like that his company makes that is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like bad and morally fucked up and shitty. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Electric cars. Oh, they're like really shit, huh?
Oh, they're bombs.
Oh, they fucking explode like the
Oh.
Samsungs from the plane.
These were made in a factory.
A bomb factory.
They're bombs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyways.
I'm not getting in, bro. I don't know.
Fantastic Four.
Fa fa fa.
Bop, bop, bop.
Fa fa fa. Anyway.
Yeah. So there was a trailer for Fantastic Four today.
It looks so good.
What day is it? Because I feel like this kind of just came out of nowhere. No. Yeah, it's the 17th. No, I feel like this. Did anybody know this was coming? I didn't know this was coming.
I didn't either.
Yeah. We got a look at more Fantastic Four. Johnny in motion.
Yep.
You settle into the blonde.
He's so blonde though.
You settle into it though.
Yeah.
I still
they
think
toned him, I fear.
Yeah, I think excuse me. Ben still looks great to me. There's a scene
Oh hell yeah.
where he's pulling a ship or whatever by the anchor, and he's shirtless. So
Slay.
we're gonna get
Rock titty, hell yeah.
We know that at least in the start of this movie, right? Susan is pregnant, like just found out or whatever. So yeah, I'm cool with that. Do you think we're gonna see like there's some scenes where like you see a little bit of belly, not a lot. But do you think we're gonna get like Franklin as a baby, or do you think we're gonna like time jump a couple times?
You see, that's tough because like it could be that she like just gave birth.
Right.
She gave birth like a couple months ago.
Right.
She hasn't given birth. She's got like this is the first couple weeks. We don't know. We really don't.
Yeah.
And like they're really not giving us anything.
Well, they gave us something. So it seems like the main plot of this movie is they're just remaking Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I saw that. Damn, I thought fucking the Silver Surfer was gonna be bald. It's not bald.
No.
I mean, I don't mind the slick back
It's like
silver hair. It's fine, but
Yeah, it's slick back silver hair. That's
I wish it was bald.
I think she looks okay.
I'm just disappointed she's not bald.
Yeah, I think she looks good. What do you think?
No, I think she looks good. That's not.
And
But I would have preferred.
do do you hate that she's a woman?
No, why would I? Does it like matter?
To me? No.
No, I mean like in the story.
Also no.
Yeah, I didn't think so because like.
But if you ask a
Does
couple
like
people
female
online.
Silver Surfer like exist in the comics?
Oh yeah, there's a different version of it where instead of Nornrad, it's his love or whatever
Mhm.
who sacrifices herself for it. So they might be doing that. Either way, it doesn't matter to me, to be honest.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
But you know, the internet's such a nice place to. And then, like when
You know what happened to 4chan? All them fuckers moved to Twitter. That's why it's like this right now.
wasn't 4chan down, like gone?
Yeah, no, it got hacked and then it got like taken down or something. I don't fucking know. I'm glad you fucks don't have a platform anymore. Go fuck yourselves. Point is like that's why everything's so fucked. Yeah, nah. Oh my god, the Silver Surfer's a woman. It's not the Mr. Silver Surfer. It's just a fucking Silver Surfer. Still silver, still surface. What's your fucking problem?
Still silver, still surface. Yeah,
Surface. Surfs.
the silver surface, also known as a metal table.
All right.
No, but
You're
yeah.
gonna keep shitting on me on the way I speak, or
Again, I really shouldn't because I always sound like shit on these episodes.
anyway.
But so the board is designed to like more like the classic Silver Surfer, like an actual like board. Like you could see like the stripes down it, kind of. Or at least I could. Maybe I was tripping though.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, maybe I was tripping. But I don't know. I like the way it looks. Right. We see a little just the hint, the most tiniest hint of Mr. Fantastic stretching. And you were like, it looks good.
I mean, it looks proportional to what it's supposed to look.
I am still not convinced because it was in slow motion,
Yeah.
but it's not bad.
Guys, please just give me the fucking like stretching compilation of him. Please, just let me see. So I can be sure that he looks good.
Yeah. But what I mean is like they're remaking Silver Surfer again, right? They even have like the Johnny chasing the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait, I've seen you before.
Yeah.
Like a couple days ago, actually.
Maybe I was tripping also, right? But it looked like she passes through the helicopter like the Silver Surfer did in the other movie too, just passing through matter.
Did she?
I think.
Probably. I don't know.
But I mean, hey man, if you make that a good movie, I guess that's fine. I kind of wanted new things, you know? And don't get me wrong, I like seeing the Silver Surfer.
We are gonna get new things.
But I mean, like, new... Give me the moment.
You just want the moment. You just have a vendetta. I thought this was just you wanting things to be normal, but I think you just want the moment. You have a hidden agenda.
The moment popped up like every other episode of Superhero Squad show. So...
Big man, let it go. We're not getting the moment.
But I just think like they could. I don't know, cause like what else are they fighting? They can fight just like regular bank robbers or whatever, right? But if you're in this time period and you have the Fantastic Four, use some of the stuff. You know what I mean? And give them the dumb, silly costumes. You can do the moment with like the shades or whatever the fuck.
I mean, to be fair, they are wearing their dumb silly costumes.
They are. I don't like. Taking another look at it, right? I don't like that they're all not matching. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
So like, cause like Mr. Fantastic has like the white gloves, the white boots, and the belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right here, he doesn't have like the neck piece that's white.
Yeah, no, I wish they all had.
But Sue does, and like Johnny has like white up here also, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it goes like down his sleeve.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's just a minor thing for me. That's just a minor thing. We got to see Galactus's boots.
Very epic.
Yeah.
Please show me more. God damn it!
I think when we get like the last trailer, whatever, right? We're gonna get like. Maybe not a full-on shot. We'll see like an eye, I think, or something like that. But yeah. I mean,
I don't want to see a full-on shot. I want to be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's just gonna look like Galactus, to be honest.
I know, but that's hard apparently, because it's easier to make him a fucking cloud.
There's no cloud, so I'm thinking we won. War is over.
I hope Sue gets to have friends or life outside of her husband. I hope her husband at least likes her.
It seems that way. I mean,
Yeah, brush it out.
at least this time her husband got her pregnant. So, yeah. You have anything else on the Fantastic Four trailer?
Listen.
Yeah.
I thought they would give Pedro Pascal more of the gray on the sides. I didn't see enough of that.
Oh, I mean, he just looks older, so that's fine. I don't know. I also, you don't have to give him the gray. Like, it's not his defining feature.
It's just like the other one just didn't look anything like him, so it just kind of like, I don't know.
Did they put gray in Miles Teller's hair?
No. They didn't do shit to him,
I love
bro.
you guys didn't see that, but she was prepared to say yes, and then she like as she was like her hand was going up to like give like a yes suggestion, right? And she was thinking about it as it on the way up, and then went no.
No, because I was like, where was Miles Teller? Oh, wait, that kid. No. Because I was about to
Oh.
say, because the other guy, he has like the tiniest little bit, like right here. And then
Sometimes it's not there, and sometimes it's really there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really there. Barely. Oh, also, Pedro Pascal is fine as hell.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Good.
That's not news though. Like that's just
No, but he's also good. He
water, wet. You know.
go watch it if anything, just for Mr. Sir or whatever.
Yeah. Taking a look at this trailer, right? Let's do a comparison, right? Out of the 3 big movies coming out in July, which one do you think is going to be the best?
What 3?
Jurassic World,
Ooh, dinosaur.
Superman, and Fantastic Four. Which one looks the best to you right now?
I'm just way too excited for Superman.
But which one looks the best right now? I'll tell you right now, it's not Jurassic World.
No, duh.
It's not
Never
Jurassic
claimed. Never claimed to be that. I said it was between those two, and it was never gonna. That's not one of the two.
World. No.
Does it look like a fun time? Hell yeah.
It definitely looks like a Jurassic World movie, I'll tell you that.
I think Superman.
Do you think Superman still looks the best? Yeah.
I think so. Also, it's shot in a way that is aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't know if that's gonna that style is gonna be reflected throughout the whole movie, but it looks very good.
You know what's interesting? I think this Fantastic Four and Superman are styled kind of similarly. Just like a very like, not hokey, but like
Technicolor.
Yeah, Technicolor, but like just classic.
I fucking choked on that.
On what? On
Technicolor.
Yeah. No, they just look very like classic and like, I don't know. They just feel right, you know. It feels like for the first time in a long time we're gonna get these characters right. Hopefully.
God, I hope so.
You know, which one's gonna be better? I know Marvel has taken a lot of time to make this Fantastic Four movie, but just on track record alone, I'm giving this to James Gunn.
Fair.
And look, maybe he fuck up.
Maybe. But likely no.
But I think he understands what people want to see, and it's not dark and gritty.
That man has the whole world on his shoulders right now.
Yeah. Look, this is the man who made me cry over a raccoon that didn't die. So
that's so funny for real.
So he's got me in the palm of his hand right now, you know? But yeah,
How does he write like he's running out of time?
You know, it's crazy because he does so much also, cuz like he's like directing episodes of Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, writing Superman, directing Superman, like
as I said, how does he
he's also like one of the heads of DC right now, like
how does he write like Tomorrow Won't Arrive?
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I like the idea though, because like I like that he has a singular vision and he has a big hand in this universe.
We love creators who create even though they have a lot on their plate.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro. The fuck's going on, man? It's a direct call out.
No, he's made stuff recently because he doesn't do like as much as he claims to do anymore.
Yeah.
There was an era in like the 2000s to like 2010s where he would just like sign on for things, right?
Yeah.
Or be like he's developing something, right? And then just never eventuates.
Me.
Yeah.
Me.
The two main
I'm
ones.
about to finish this fan art. Doesn't fucking finish it.
The two, like the main ones are like he was set to direct The Hobbit.
Nah.
And for him, he was gonna make 2 Hobbit movies, but then like he dropped out for creative reasons, I assume. But you know what though? Thinking about it now, Guillermo del Toro directed Hobbit movies, right? Mm-hmm. They would have been styled so much weirder. And how do you know what? And how do you smash that into the Lord of the Rings? You know what I mean?
No, it would have worked.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I mean, these ones doesn't work. So like.
No. But like, if you've seen like the animated show, like or like the animated movie, I guess.
Oh, the one from like the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, fuck you. You don't know. You haven't even seen it.
No, true.
So, That shit would have ate. Bro would have had that.
You want it to be like that one episode of Smiling Friends?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Charlie, I think it's you. Yeah.
Very funny.
But yeah, he didn't direct The Hobbit. He signed on to do a Dark Justice League movie, and didn't do that. He signed on to do. Well, to be fair though, he tried to get Hellboy 3 made, but the studio just was like, "We're not funding these movies. They don't make money."
That's too bad because they're good.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I think we spent too much time on Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I think it looks good, and I'm excited.
Me too.
We also got another trailer today for 28 Years Later. This one is very much in the style of like the first movie.
11, 5.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like cut like that. Yeah, it looks good to me still.
I'm still trying to figure out what the fucking blob is that I keep looking at.
What do you mean?
I'm nervous about it.
What do you mean?
Like, there's like this small like cut that they cut to like a little, not a little, but like a very large mass of skin, and I'm like, what the fuck is that amalgamation?
Probably a zombie.
You think? Damn, dog. Thanks for the insight. That's crazy. Shit, I didn't even think of that. That Loki sounded like the Willy Wonka song. I just wonder what that's gonna look like. What kind of effects they use for that. But shit, you're right. It's probably a zombie. Fucking.
Fuck. Happy to help. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. I'm excited for the story. Honestly, I'm excited to see what to do with the zombies. Like, you know, like the signs. Because, you know, they've been zombified for fucking years.
28 years.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
see.
they look
gonna
like...
be good.
I hope so. Because I want more.
More zombie?
Yeah, 28 decades later.
That's gonna come out in 28 decades.
280 years later.
Nothing left, by the way.
Nope. Do you have anything to say? I mean, a lot of them were just also like the same shots. They also use that same song also. It's just differently, like remixed into it. Not song. It's the poem. The one you were.
7.
Yeah.
6 is Boots.
Yeah. Dora. Dora.
No.
Dora. On to the meat and potatoes.
Teletubbies, actually. Actually, might have to get some Teletubbies merch to go watch the movie.
I'm not. Where do we even? We did see something Teletubbies
Yeah, exactly.
related recently. Wait, where was it? What was it? What did we see?
Where? Hold on.
No, wait. We were. Oh, we can say this. Other people have this. We were at a Five Below.
Yeah.
And it was just there was they have posters there that they sell, and we found a Teletubbies poster, and I was like, what the fuck?
A tote bag. A Teletubbies tote bag.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? What's going on?
Maybe it is for 28 years later.
It's not.
Imagine.
They just like found like a cart somewhere and like whoa, what the fuck? This shit's been in here since the 90s.
I mean, maybe they're trying to revive them or something.
No, because they look like the classic Teletubbies. If they revived it,
But that's what they do. You know what I mean? Like they get nostalgia for like the original design.
No, do you know what they did? Like, have you seen what they did to the Barney?
Oh my god, Barney looks horrifying.
Yeah, which is weird because he looked scary before.
Yeah, but he looks awful.
I don't even know what he looked like. He looked AI generated, to be honest.
He really does.
They were like, cutify Barney. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one right there.
The first fucking idea that it came up with.
Yeah, but
They wouldn't just like use like, cause I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like I don't know if it was back in the day or maybe I'm crazy, but they had like this version of Barney that they would sell, like, you know, cause merchandise, I guess, and they had his ass. They had him in like a chibi form.
I've never seen this.
But he looked kind of cute. Like, you know, he didn't look as scary as he usually does.
Yeah. Did you watch Barney as a kid?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pero en español.
Yeah. We watched a lot of Barney also. It was just me. Let me see.
I don't sell the pins anymore. But look at it.
Oh.
It's just little pill eyes. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes things like
that looks way better. What the
normal.
fuck?
It's because Barney has kind of like slightly real eyes, and that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. I don't like things with real eyes. That's why I got them replaced.
Have you ever seen the fucking Usagi from Ichikawa? From Chikawa? That's what the fuck I look like.
No. What?
Let me show you. If y'all know what Chikawa is, you already know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, this is what it looked like in real life.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. It had just... Yeah. I did not understand what you said to me, to be honest, when you asked me that question.
Yeah, brother.
Anyways, enough from 28 years later, if that's what we're still talking about.
Yeah, that is what we're still talking. We're talking about Barney. Never mind.
Yeah. Did you watch the season finale for Daredevil? Born
Yes.
Again.
We watched them together, so.
But did you watch it?
No.
Did you watch Daredevil?
No.
Born Again.
Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah. It's when did the last season 3. So here's the last times we saw Matthew Manhor Murdoch, right? His last season of Daredevil Netflix edition was 2018, I want to say, something like that. And then Netflix no longer could make Marvel shows.
Yep, because you know that whole thing.
Yeah, because their deal ended.
Yep.
And so those shows kind of ended up in like limbo for a while. Because they were kind of connected. They had like mentioned like the Hulk, and you saw like a kid running past in like Captain America costume or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they kept referring to the incident, but that was just like talking about the incident from the first Avengers movie in 2012.
Okay.
And then they never really talked about anything else, like, and it was getting to the point where like the Avengers were dropping cities on fucking, third world countries, and like they were fighting.
They were like,
and they were like blowing up airports and shit like that, and nobody ever discussed that, so it's kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So they were like they were connected, and then they weren't connected. So then
like the initiative, like they didn't talk about that.
Yeah, and then the what?
Where they were trying to be like, no, you have to be a government agency.
Yeah, so Sokovia, of course. I said that. Yeah.
They didn't talk about that.
Yeah, which you feel like they should, because it directly affects them.
But
no, whatever. Or like you would like, I don't know. It's just very weird that nothing was ever brought up. You know what I mean?
How can you like excuse that? So they're just like, oh, they are anti-heroes. To specific space in New York or whatever.
Well, they just don't acknowledge it. So then, at a point which, no, around it was basically 2021, right? That these characters were properly introduced into the MCU, in a way, but nobody was really sure if there was like like their shows or whatever were canonical, or were being like reintroduced to them or whatever, right? So Matt Murdock showed up in Spider-Man No Way Home for a second as his lawyer. Yep. And then Kingpin was at the last episode of Hawkeye, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Echo.
Yeah, so
the whole other thing.
Yeah, so later on in She-Hulk, Matt Murdock has his own like full episode basically. He's wearing the ketchup and mustard.
Awful.
Yeah. But it makes sense.
Sex with She-Hulk.
Yeah. Again, because we don't know like his history at this point, like what's happened, Yeah. We don't know if these Netflix shows are canon. And to be honest with everybody here, I didn't finish them. I stopped watching after the Defenders.
Bro, I barely fucking finished each show. Like, I started.
They were good though. Like,
no, I know, but like, I just got burnt out.
Yeah, I guess. And then Echo happened, and they both showed up in there for a little bit. So the only thing we kind of learned from that is that they were both alive during the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah. So nothing like crazy, but
Kind of raised the question: what the fuck were you doing?
Well, I guess just the same things. Kingpin was just doing Kingpin shit, and Daredevil was just Daredeviling. Yeah. So, I guess technically at this point in their history, they've been doing this for almost at least past a decade.
Jesus Christ.
But that's kind of fun. But anyway, so here we are. We're here. We're now.
We're here with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil.
It's Daredevil Born Again. There is a story called Daredevil Born Again, written by, and I think maybe even drawn by Frank Miller, right? Mm-hmm. But this, to my understanding, bears like little to no similarities or anything like that. Yeah. The main like things this is influenced by, and spoilers if you don't want to know anything, but you've watched this, like surely.
You know.
You've watched this by this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed to take a, inspiration from a recent storyline a couple years ago, where Kingpin gets elected as mayor of New York. It's called City at War, I believe.
Yeah.
And he, again, even in that, he also outlaws vigilantes in New York City.
It's just like a fucking, it's just targeting Daredevil specifically.
Yeah. It also takes elements from the Muse storyline from about a couple years ago also. Actually, probably even more than a couple years ago now. I think it's from All New, All Different Daredevil, that era.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I don't know what storyline it is, but it's the one where the Punisher, the cops are taking the Punisher symbol.
Oh, yeah. Lame. That should happen in real life.
Yeah. The story.
Yes.
The show starts off, you know what it does? It picks up like nothing happened.
It's like, anyway, so back here.
So back in Hell's Kitchen, Daredevil's with his two friends, and nothing's going wrong.
Whoa.
And they're going to Josie's bar, just good like old times, like old good times.
And then, spoilers.
Yeah.
Not really spoilers, the first fucking
It's the first episode. It's kind of, people already know this. But Foggy gets killed by Bullseye. And I don't really want to go like episode by episode, being like, and then this happened, and this happened, and this happened.
Yeah, no, because that would take hours.
Yeah. So let's just generally, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was really good.
Okay.
Not a lot of daredeviling, which kind of was frustrating because I was just kind of
Did
sitting
you-
there waiting for him to daredevil.
Did you just want him, like, did you want more Daredevil?
Yeah.
I don't mind the amount of Daredevil we got, to be honest. I know that's going to be an issue for some people, though.
But like, I totally understand why not. But like, you know, like, I wish that we had more episodes actually, because like in the last like couple episodes, I was like hoping to get Daredevil. You know what I mean?
Well, I know the show got cut down from its original episode schedule.
Yeah.
Because I had told you that their original plan was to make it 24 episodes. But then that, for whatever, they had like issues during filming it. Apparently, like they reshot a lot of it because they were like, this isn't good. Karen and Foggy weren't in the show like initially.
I don't like that.
Why not? I mean,
because like they're crucial to him.
Are they? They're barely in this.
They're like the only people that he has normal.
Yes.
So you can't just pretend that these two people just don't exist.
No, but I think what they were originally going to do was they're already dead, like at the start of this.
No, that's kind of...
I don't know. I don't mind the show, to be honest. I think it's good. I don't think it's... No, I think it's great. But I do have like some issues with it. To start, I think it's really slow at the beginning.
That's true.
It gets to a halfway point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it really picks up from there.
Yeah.
But I think to start, it's like the first episode... And I didn't, like, I liked it or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought it was kind of slow, to be honest.
That's... Yeah.
And then he's doing more lawyer stuff. So, here we go. I have, like, character notes. Not, like, story notes or anything like that, but the main story is Kingpin gets elected fucking mayor.
Yeah.
Daredevil's retired for a year because Foggy died.
And he's very depressed, yeah.
Yeah. Kingpin... do you think Kingpin actually wants to change? Wanted to, at least?
No.
I think so.
I mean, I don't think he wanted to change. I think he wanted a change. Not him changing himself. I don't think he actually wants to change himself. The whole storyline with, you know, like, the guy, whatever the fuck was his name?
Adam.
Yeah. The whole storyline with Adam, like, proves that.
Yeah, but he didn't kill him.
No.
So he did change.
But he was fully planning on it.
No, he wasn't.
He was torturing him for fucking days on end. You think he was actually gonna let him go after that? No.
No, he was never gonna let him go, but he wasn't dead, was he?
Not much different. If anything, it was just lying to himself a little bit. But like, he wanted to be like that guy that he kept talking about. But that's just what he wanted to do. He just wanted to be like that guy in his past, you know, like help the city in his own, you know, like strong-fisted ass way.
Strong-fisted ass way. He
Mm.
goes to marriage counseling.
Yep, with fucking
Daredevil has
girlfriend.
Daredevil has a new girlfriend in this show.
He's a whore.
Yeah. Yes, he is. So Kingpin goes to marriage counseling. Muse is in the city. We'll talk about him in a little bit. The cops are going crazy, more than usual, actually, if you can believe it. And he's got a Daredevil. So let's start off with Kingpin.
Big Kingpin.
So
What's his real name?
Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
That's what they call him mostly.
Nah, I call him Kingpin.
Yeah, I mean he's Kingpin, but so he gets in.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Vanessa, I want to be mayor of the city.
When this is like, I thought you were dead.
No, she didn't think she was dead. He was just gone.
Yeah, she's just
For-
nervous as fuck for the most of the time. She's like, he's gonna fucking kill me.
No,
But nah, he would
is that
never.
is that what the idea you got?
It's like, she's like, nah, he would never. But she's like, I really fucked some shit up.
Is that how you read that?
Yeah.
I don't. I disagree. I think she's because at this point she's basically Kingpin.
Yeah.
She's fully competent. Like she's been running the underground for the time he's been gone, which he's been gone. It seems like at least like a yearish or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, she has no reason to be scared. Because also, Wilson Fisk genuinely loves Vanessa. You know what I mean?
No, he like obviously.
Ah, Vanessa.
But like, it's not just about like the love. It's just like also like she's done some fuck shit as
Yeah,
been
but
gone.
he's still like he. It doesn't even matter. She literally cheats on him, and he still just wants his wife back.
Yeah, no, but like until like there's a certain point that she's just like, I don't think I'm sure that like, you know. Like,
No, yeah, because like even when she's in therapy, the therapist holds her behind. She's like, "Are you safe?" And she was like, "Yeah." What the fuck?
Yeah, but then like she has like a breakthrough moment. She's like, oh no, he would never. That's my husband. And you know they are able to work through that because you know they like she has that understanding.
I disagree, to be honest. I don't think she was like ever like scared for her life or anything like that. I just think it was like I literally think it was just marital troubles with them.
Right. I mean, yeah, she did cheat, so.
Yeah, but he's like, Vanessa, I wanna be mayor of this city, and you're like, why? And he's like, I want to eliminate all vigilante justice and rule the city. I mean, run the city. Yeah.
With an iron fist. I mean, Fisk.
An iron fist. I even put it on the branded hats. So he hires a new Wesley, whose name is Buck now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I forgot.
He hires like a
I didn't like that guy.
Buck.
Yeah.
He barely talks. What are you talking about?
That's why I didn't like him.
Oh, all right.
Say something, you fuck.
He hires a campaign manager, Sheila.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck is fucking Tony Soprano's son, like actual son, is in this movie. Not movie, show.
That's so funny.
It's Danny or whatever, you know?
Yeah. No, I know him.
It's the guy who looks like Tony Soprano.
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah. I think he's great, but I don't know where his character's going, to be honest, other than just like a meat shield eventually, or maybe he already was using meat shield. No spoilers. Or like I don't know. I think it was
Sheila.
good. Yeah.
She does what she has to fucking do. Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of surprised Sheila like made it through.
Yeah, like I was like, no, don't fire her. She's like the only good thing
I thought
you got.
I thought he was gonna kill her like fucking weeks ago.
No, she persevered.
She makes it through. Just
so y'all know, just so y'all
Yeah.
you're aware, to calm your nerves.
yeah, but so he hires and like he's doing genuine like mayor shit
Yeah,
for the most part. Like he
that's all because of Sheila. Because she's like, okay, so this is what you actually have to do
Yeah.
to like be a mayor.
well because he's and that's why he hired her, because she's the best, but because he's used to doing things, you know, the fucking underworld boss kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's what I mean. Like he's genuinely trying to do things the right way. That's why he like has Sheila. He's trying to do things because I think he did want to change, to be honest. You know, but then you know what it is. It's what's really good about this show is there's a lot of like parallel scenes between him and Matt Murdock, right?
yeah,
Do you remember the one episode where Matt's on the roof and he's like starts practicing with his Daredevil things again or whatever, right?
yeah.
This is the first time he's like pulled it out in like a year or whatever. At the same time, it's cutting back and forth between the scene where Fisk is just having a meal and Adam's yelling at him through a cage. They're both like just slightly indulging in what they once were. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, it's not even that like he wanted to change. I think he thought that he didn't have to change to the things that he wanted to do. And when he realized that he would have to change it, he would have to go through like different avenues and he would have to like, you know, like be stepped on a little bit as the mayor. He was like, no, can't do it.
No, I think he did want to do like he understood what it took or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he did because Wilson Fisk does love New York in his own kind of way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think he did want to do everything the right way. The difference is it gets to a point, and it's when Daredevil comes back where he's like, no.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. He reverts back to like who he was because he didn't change. Because also he didn't
But that's what I'm
change in
saying.
therapy either because he wasn't able to open himself up. Because I mean he couldn't have opened himself up because he's a criminal and all the things that he does are still a little bit illegal. But like
A little bit.
a lot of it. But like he didn't change. Not really. He just thought that he could do it. He could like change the city without changing himself.
I don't know if he. I don't know if you. I think I guess we're just gonna have two different viewpoints on this.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Matt like genuinely seemed like he was happy just not being Daredevil. To be honest,
Happy's a strong word.
he was okay.
He was functional.
Yeah.
But like anytime something would happen, he was like,
Yeah, but for a lot of it, he doesn't act. There's like
no.
all up maybe like 20 minutes of Daredevil in the show.
Yeah, and all of it is in the last fucking thing episode. First and last.
There's a little bit at the start. There's a little bit at the end, but there's a little bit like right before the end.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna? Where do you want to go? I have some characters on there. Where do you want to go? I forgot to
Let's
put.
go Muse.
So Muse is a new villain for this season, right?
And he is evil artist.
Yeah, he's well. First, he's known as a street artist because he tags his work. He does like murals all around the city. They're pretty good ones.
They really are.
And
then they realize that like he makes them out of fucking blood.
Well, he makes the one on the side of the sanitation building, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where Wilson Fisk is kissing a donkey or whatever, and it says "kiss ass" under it.
So funny.
Yeah, funny stuff. So obviously, they want to get that removed or whatever, right?
Yeah, when they try to get it removed, they realize that it's literally made out of blood.
Yeah, it's human blood. And
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's fucking humongous, so it's like a metric shit ton.
Yeah, they realized that there's at least 60 victims.
Wild fucking numbers.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time and nobody's noticed.
No, it's because, the fucking department is shitty and, corrupt and etc.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was a good villain, though.
No, he was.
I think they may have dispatched him too quickly, though. And, I understand why. It helps the story or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of, like, not a huge fan of just killing off all these villains so quickly.
You gotta kill this motherfucker, though.
No, obviously. And there's a lot of criticisms, right?
Mm-hmm.
For, like, the MCU and, like, oh, look at all this silly shit, like at She-Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, Daredevil's like, but this is what we want. I just like that there's differences, though. Because, like, when you're at work, right, you don't act the same, like, with you and me, right?
No.
People just act differently. It's fine.
But also, it's not even just people just act differently. You have to understand that you're following a different story in different shows.
Yeah.
Like, we can have a silly little fun with She-Hulk, and then we can have a serious time with Daredevil.
Speaking of She-Hulk, there's just no She-Hulk on this. I wanted at least a mention.
Right? Y'all should imagine what's on.
Yeah, he should. I wish, like, before Foggy got shot, he's like, yo, I fucked a 9-foot lady. She was green.
It was awesome.
I gave her that Daredevil baton, let me tell you.
Fucking crying.
Muse is like, for a second you're like, why is Daredevil having a tough time fighting him? He's a taekwondo master.
Yeah, no, that was like, what the fuck? Okay.
The real art is the fight he put up.
the art of the fight.
Yeah.
This guy's a dick.
What, Muse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate him. He's interesting, but I hate him.
Yeah, no, he's very. I mean, you've had thoughts about him because you're an artist.
You could say that.
Yeah, but you were like, his name being Muse is dumb.
Yeah, because he's not the muse. He has a muse.
Maybe.
I mean, if you yourself are your own muse, then like to say that, but like you're not doing this for the sake of yourself. You're doing it for the sake of somebody else. But he is a narcissist at the end of the day, so I guess kind of works.
Is he a narcissist?
I mean, he genuinely thinks that like, oh yeah, no, of course, the doctor's gonna want to fucking kill herself with me. Like, look at me, look, like he is when he's talking to her when he's in therapy with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, but you already know that, and you already know what I'm doing, and you understand my plan because it's such a good plan.
Your hands are really sweaty.
No, they're not. But like he's just like. He swears that she like already like she's a therapist, so she already knows. He's living in this completely fake world.
Yeah, but like most people in the show are.
No, I know, but like it's like a completely fake world where like none of the shit that he does make sense. All right, you go through so much fucking trouble, and none of the shit that you do makes sense. Also, he killed these two like random girls in the street that wanted a selfie with him for no reason. He didn't even use their blood.
Yeah, he did.
He already had a big fucking bucket of blood that he was gonna use.
No, but he did use her blood because they cut back to like a picture of like the crime scene or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did the thing that all his victims have.
Their eyes are gouged out.
Yeah. So he did use her blood.
He's a dork.
Okay.
I don't like him as a person. Also, I don't I don't like the way he spoke to her. Period. I also like Heather. So let's get that out there.
I don't.
But like I like her. And also like it just. She's just sitting there like, oh, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
And he's like, you think you can make it to the door? And I'm like, oh no, no.
And she couldn't.
No. How the fuck are you gonna? He's already in front of you. But like the second he started saying some shit like that, I'd be like, okay, hold on a second. Gotta get some water.
He wouldn't let him.
No, yeah, no, I know. But damn. Cooked.
Yeah. Let's talk about Heather real quick, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mind her. I don't actually know if she's anybody from the comics. She might be new for the show or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like they needed a different girlfriend for Daredevil.
Yeah. But she's gonna be a big part of it still.
Yeah. Spoiler, she makes it through. But
She lives.
I at first I was like I didn't mind her. I didn't care because she seemed to just be kind of there for like a Daredevil love interest, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that he had a therapist as a
love interest.
as a love interest, as like not just as like a juxtaposition to his lawyerisms, but like also everybody
madman.
Yeah, everybody's mentally disturbed in this universe.
Yep.
But then like nearing the end after the Muse stuff, I just didn't understand her reasoning or like what she's doing.
Traumatized.
I know you're saying that.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't work either way though, because she's a therapist, and I'm not saying she can't be traumatized as a therapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
It always seems like she had a superhero agenda beforehand, and then, she had already had a discussion. So what happens is Kingpin invites her to a gala, or is it a gala, a ball, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, ball, I think.
Yeah, and this is, so Buck or whatever, his new Wesley, comes to Daredevil's apartment.
Yeah.
Knowing that Heather would be there, as a message to Matt already.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't know that it's a message to Matt though. She doesn't know that.
No, but she knows that Matt has issues with Kingpin. She also knows like the history of Kingpin is out in the universe. He's been arrested already at least once.
Yeah.
And like people know he's like a alleged criminal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she knows that.
Yeah. But the way that Daredevil talks about her is just like, he is doing all these things. He's orchestrating this fucking world. He's doing it all to fuck me over. And she's like, oh, you're fucking crazy. Oh, you're not like, okay. So you're not you're having a moment right now, clearly.
Okay, first of all, he's right. Second of all.
Yeah, obviously, but she doesn't know that.
Okay, but she does know that Matt has issues with Kingpin. Yeah. And instead of like talking to him or being like more supportive or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. She goes to the gala. And then not only that, she gets, she knows that Matt doesn't want her to do. Yeah. Because he has issues with Kingpin or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Second of all, she gets mad at him because he didn't show up immediately, knowing that he wasn't going to come. So she just kind of went there to manipulate him.
I don't think she wanted to manipulate him.
She either is dumb and thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Or wanted to manipulate him. Either way is not good.
I don't think she wanted to manipulate him. I don't think that was her intention. I don't think she's dumb. I think she might have just had a moment of selfishness.
Okay.
I think she was just like, I just want to go to this ball because my client, like, he invited me here. I think it could probably be a good opportunity business-wise.
Well, she wasn't...
I know my boyfriend's having a moment, but also, like, kind of need this, maybe.
Okay, but...
But, yeah, no, she got mad at him for not showing up. Maybe she just felt like, she felt, like, kind of alone at that moment. She was kind of like, oh, it's kind of awkward. I wish she was here.
She had already messaged him a bunch. It wasn't like she didn't know. Yeah. And no, I'm sorry. We're gonna disagree on this again, but like, I don't think Heather is a good character in that regard.
I don't think she. And then I think she had a bad moment.
No, because it continues. Because Kingpin hires her as her like secretary of like vigilante mental health or whatever the fuck.
No, it's just mental health.
No, it was vigilante something.
It was vigilante.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, she has to know that Matt's Daredevil.
No. Because I don't think she knows.
Then again, she's dumb. Because, like, how do you not know? He's showing up in the middle of the night with, like, bruises on his body.
Unless...
He's tweaking every time he sees Kingpin.
He don't see nothing. He blind, first of all.
Okay.
And also, like, I would assume
And then also
that he's just bumping into shit. But like he I'm getting that many. I'm just like, okay, so you're purposely like getting into like fights or something to like hurt yourself. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
well, that's what
there.
she even says. She's like, I know you're not getting these at work or whatever. What's happening? Because he's being like punched. He's Daredevil.
But like, I don't get it, but I like I can see how she ended up like hating vigilantes or whatever.
No,
It sucks.
In that regard, I understand or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
She also says that like she saved herself. Daredevil didn't like save her or whatever, right?
Because you shot Muse.
Yeah, but also if Daredevil didn't show up, you would have been dead.
Yeah.
So.
But also, like, it's easy for people to create a false reality when they have already been, like,
I
previously
understand that.
fed specific things.
I understand that, but like, it's different when your character's literally a psychiatrist who has knowledge of like how people think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but that just because you have knowledge of how people think doesn't mean that you're not gonna fall into the same patterns.
I'm just saying that there should have been a better way to write her, to be honest.
Probably.
Okay. Daredevil's other girlfriend in this show is Frank Castle.
Yo, Frank Castle's just drunk as shit, high as fuck, and problematic.
I didn't see the Punisher show. Like I said, I stopped after Defenders, so
I
don't
watched
know,
a little bit of it.
So I don't know where he ended up. But
Drunk as shit, high as fuck, and problematic.
Yeah, he's the start of the show. He's beard, long hair, in a fucking like crack den.
Yeah.
And like Daredevil just knows where he lives also. So
You think they ever? I think they were fuck buddies.
Maybe, but yeah, we only get him for like that one episode. They have a really good scene together. I kind of wish we got more Frank or whatever. Well,
yeah.
we're getting another like Disney special presentation or whatever for the Punisher, and I don't know when that's filming, but I think we'll get it before like next year probably. Okay. I just want to see more. We know he escapes at the end of this, so we get him in like a little bit in like the middle of the season, and then he comes back at the end.
Yeah.
And he's clean shaven, and he got a haircut.
I don't know about clean shaven, but he's
shaven.
Yeah, he's shaven.
He probably used a rusty blade, so he's
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, he's at least pretty good with like a rusty blade.
That's permanent. That's just there.
Also, I didn't even think about this, but somebody had posted something.
Karen appears in the Punisher show.
That's why and
so they know each other, so they're like a little bit.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, he Daredevil's ex-girlfriend
Karen
is now Punisher's new girlfriend.
Maybe, or like interest or whatever.
Yeah, I think that would go somewhere for sure.
I don't think like honestly, like I saw it like
it'll go, but it won't go. You know what I mean? Because like.
They're not a good match for each other, like at all.
No, well, the Punisher's not a good match with anybody.
But Karen wasn't even a good a match with fucking Daredevil, and like Hank is so much worse.
Hank?
Frank.
Hank Pym? Hank McCoy? Which Hank are we talking about?
Fuck is Hank McCoy?
Beast.
King.
So yeah, she's only in this in the first episode and then the last episode. So that's the funny thing somebody like mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. That the Punisher got a call from Karen to like rescue Matt or whatever, right? And that's why he shaved and cut his hair.
He said his shit.
Shoddy coming? Damn. Diablo, déjame ver.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ow. God, I'm so shaving.
Man, it's rusty.
Tetanus.
I'm gonna get tetanus again.
Gotta get a tetanus shot.
Nah. I gotta get more booze is what I gotta do.
Fucking spray vodka on it.
So he doesn't really do much in the middle of the season. Then at the end, he gets a dual action sequence with Daredevil. Yep. And then you think he's out of the episode again. I thought he was out of the episode. I was like, damn it, that's all the Punisher we're gonna get. Nope. No, he has like a walkie-talkie he ripped off of a cop or whatever, so he knows where they're congregating.
And it's all the ones that have the fucking thing Daredevil.
Yeah, so Kingpin.
Not Daredevil, fucking Punisher thing on.
Yeah, they all have the double D's.
Big fucking dick.
No. Small dick, big titties. That's the
big fucking belly. Just distended, look pregnant.
Yeah. Well, Kingpin sets up an anti-vigilante task force in this show, and it's just all the worst cops because they all have this weird obsession with the Punisher. They all have
it's just like the worst cops you can think about always have an obsession with the Punisher.
So, and like the Punisher's aware of this, but he's just like, he's just too drunk to do anything.
Yeah, that's literally it. He's literally just too drunk to do anything.
And then at the end, he goes like to assault him or whatever, right? Not assault him, confront them.
Confront them? He's just killing them.
Well, and I know he's still drunk, but he kind of went in there with no plan.
Yeah.
He had like 2 guns, maybe a shotty and like a handgun somewhere.
It's fucking up his ass. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really like. He kills a lot of them,
Good
but
fucking amount.
he gets outnumbered. Also, what kind of fucking bulletproof vest did he have? The bullets were pinging off of him.
That's a patented Punisher one.
That's that vibranium shit.
Yeah, you would think.
No.
Okay.
There's no way he got his hands on that. It doesn't even for the Punisher. It still doesn't even feel like he's in the same universe as like fucking Spider-Man and shit. Like
no. Does he ever? Like the dude just kills people.
the Punisher like fits in like the regular Marvel universe, not like often or whatever, right? But like I like when he pops in and shit. But in this one, like you see John Bernthal is like Thanos
You
happened.
lost, bro?
Thanos was in this universe.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, a man with magic rocks made half the people disappear.
Silly.
And then there's Frank Castle. Like it's a weird just juxtaposition to each other. But I like that, you know?
Yeah.
I just like how different it is. We should like start like getting close to wrapping this up because we still have to talk about a whole movie.
Oh shit! I almost forgot.
Yeah. So let's just say this: White Tiger's introduced into the show.
He's very awesome.
I like him. I like the actor a lot. It's a kind of a shame that he's passed away.
What's his name?
Oh fuck! Let me look it up. I really don't know. I meant to look it up too, but he passed away before the show released.
So sad.
Yeah, and he's really good. Also,
He really is. Honestly, it's a damn shame. Rest in peace. Cause he's also a Puerto Rican actor.
yes,
We love our Latinos.
yes.
Mi gente Latino.
He tells a story. Yeah, Camar de los Reyes.
Rest in peace, Camar de los Reyes.
Yeah, he tells a story about the actual like frogs that Puerto Rico has on its beaches.
De coquis.
Yeah, and that was a really nice like story. I felt.
By the legs. It's just very nice. You should watch it. You should.
Yeah.
If you don't want to watch it, just look it up on like fucking YouTube or something and just watch that scene. It's really good.
Yeah, and so he gets arrested because he's blamed for a cop killing basically, and
But it was just these 2 cops. They were in the middle of the fucking like subway in the middle of the night, and they were beating the shit out of this guy.
yeah,
Like pretending to like
which
rob him or
I don't think
something.
we ever like find out why they actually were beating the shit out of him.
I don't remember. But he
Yeah,
was a civilian.
no, he wasn't a civilian. He was like an informant for them.
Yeah. And they're beating on him, and then he comes to the rescue because he's White
Uh-huh.
Tiger, and like the fucking cops are trying to kill his ass.
It's important to mention though, he's not White Tigered at this moment. He's just
he's just a guy.
He's doing this in the civvies.
In the civvies. But like one of the cops, like he tries to. I don't know if it was like choke him out or something, but he pushes him back, and he falls into like the fucking train as the train is coming.
Yeah.
And he dies.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah. But like.
And then only after that does the other cop, the main cop, what's his fucking name? He comes up a couple
He has the
times.
douchiest face, bro. He looks like Ben Shapiro.
Oh my god, I want to punch him so badly. I hope he fucking gets a bullet in his head the next time the Punisher meets him.
That's so funny.
He at that point, only after his partner's killed, does he pull out the NYPD badge.
Yeah.
If I'm Hector Ayala, right?
I'm fucking killing him.
I'm killing him.
Okay, fuck you too then.
But he's a good guy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's a genuinely like honorable hero.
Yeah. And again, he was like trying to help outside of like his White Tiger costume, which we know the White Tiger exists in this universe at the start because they talk about him just a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's just going around, just doing vigilante shit.
Yeah.
Also, he's supposed to have powers or something, but we never see
have
that.
Powers. He has the amulet thing. His
Niece.
Yeah. She gets the amulet. They
Well-
say that he gets incredible strength.
Yeah. So he goes to court. Matt defends him or whatever, right? They surprisingly win the case.
Yep.
And then it doesn't matter because his first night out of prison, he goes out to be White Tiger. He hears a woman yelling because he's investigating disappearance. He's the only person who knows about Muse at this point.
So he hears a woman yelling help from an alley.
Yeah.
Not even an alley. It wasn't an alley.
Just like around the street basically.
Yeah.
And he goes to investigate it, and as he turns the corner, he gets shot. Yeah.
Shoots him in the head.
Yeah, a cop wearing the Punisher skull on his chest, which we actually find out which cop it is later.
Yeah.
Daredevil should have killed him. Whatever.
He's gonna die anyway.
Eventually.
His hand is stuck in the fucking wall by a knife, and he passed out unconscious because he has a big ass fucking gash in his head. He's done.
There's already set photos of him on season 2.
Fuck me. Yo, if the Punisher doesn't stick a gun up his ass and shoot, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, but I think White Tiger was really good in this. Do you think we're gonna get his niece as new White Tiger? Because You had actually met White Tiger recently in that Spider-Man show.
Yeah, I like White Tiger.
Yeah.
I think she's cool.
Yeah. And that is that version of her, except it's not in the show. It's not her uncle. It's her father, who's the original White Tiger,
But we're talking about which one is it? The Fantastic Spider-Man or something like that?
the Ultimate Spider-Man.
The
Yeah,
Ultimate Spider-Man show.
the Fantastic Spider-Man.
Dude, the fucking Spider-Man that shows schizophrenic. And
Yeah,
it's not in the way that, like he talks to the camera. It's in the way that he's just
he
like
stops time and like has mini versions of himself.
have you ever watched The Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah,
It's that, but constantly.
yeah.
Every 5 minutes, somebody like
And, like-
mentions something. He's like, "Yeah, no, that guy's a clown." You know what a clown is? A clown is, and he just stops the fucking thing to explain what a clown is, and then make shit ass jokes.
It's so funny
Bro,
because
shut up.
you were getting so annoyed, so that was what was funny to me. But like, I also think it's funny that like he sometimes like they start the episode with like one of his classic villains, right?
Yeah.
Like he's fighting Electro or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And he stops it to give me Electro's fucking origin. Like, dude,
Come on.
you've existed for 50 years.
We know.
I know who the fuck Electro is.
And also, like, he'll stop time to make a joke as if he's not supposed to be saying it to his villain. Like, why the fuck? What are
Yeah.
you doing?
You know what's so funny? Because like sometimes I think he's appeared in like the Avengers show that was going on at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like they see him like stopping time. No, you know what? That Spider-Man definitely shows up in Spider-Verse. And
Does
yeah, he
Huh.
shows up in Spider-Verse, and he they mention he's like he stops to talk at the camera too long, too much, or whatever. Like he just like stops to like talk to nobody for.
Bro, literally just.
That's exactly what it is. Like they look at him from behind. He's just like talking to nothing.
They're just like, oh, buddy.
Oh, we got the schizophrenic Spider-Man.
Man, we do have a lot of diversity here, huh?
Yeah. But anyways, what were we saying? Yeah. Do you think if the actor was alive, right?
Hmm.
They would have kept White Tiger alive?
Yeah.
See, I don't know because it seemed like the season
No,
was going
actually,
there anyway.
probably not. I'm pretty sure it was just going to be the end of it anyway.
Yeah, because like the death of White Tiger is kind of integral to the rest of the season. I feel.
Yeah. But I wish I hadn't. Honestly, I just wish he hadn't passed away. Because he's such a good actor.
Yeah, it is what it is. So at the end, Matthew Murdock,
Yes.
he's like, I gotta put together the team to like save the city because Kingpin has gone full Kingpin. He's shut down the
He
power
said,
grid at night.
martial law, by the way.
Yeah, he shut down the power grid. His task force is basically like Gestapo now.
Crazy how that happens.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing like that would ever happen in real life.
No, because it's just like, World War II, and who obviously would be able to tell this in the warning
Yeah.
signs.
Funny enough though, like obviously I don't know what the time is gonna be between season 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
How long do you think this would have actually lasted before like Captain America showed up?
Captain America was not showing up.
See, but it's like New York. Like people would know this is going on. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, Spider-Man should have shown up or something.
The only reason they can't do that is because of Sony. Otherwise, 100% Spider-Man would have shown up.
Man, Sony should your ass up and do something.
Yeah. But anyway, his team consists of like some cops that I don't think we've ever seen before.
Nope.
What's like a detective, I think.
Yeah.
His new detective buddy Cherry.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him too. But the Asian woman, that's the one I'm talking about. She's also there.
I forgot what her name was.
Yeah,
She
Kat-
she didn't even appear in the show.
No, she was there a couple times. She was there in the bank episode.
Oh, yeah.
I like the bank episode also.
It was pretty good.
Um,
Kamala Khan's dad is in it.
yeah, I really thought Kamala was gonna show up, but then I was like, if Kamala shows up with the glowing fist, this bumps the budget up so high,
Yeah.
and also it detaches from this universe. You know what I mean?
It really does, like, hardcore.
Not detaches, not like from the MCU, but like Daredevil is kind of in his own world right now. You know what I mean?
Weirdly enough, because, like, you would think it would just
I
say,
don't-
civilian life and fucking...
What's funny is I don't think like those superheroes can show up in Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
But Daredevil can show up in like the Avengers and stuff like that. And,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
and fit in fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they can't come here.
No, it changes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucks it up.
If like Thor comes down in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
It changes the entire vibe of the show.
Yeah.
100%.
All of his villains just look so minuscule.
Yeah, because like, what Kingpin's gonna fight Thor now?
I wonder who win.
It just completely changes the dynamic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I question where the Defenders are. You don't think it matters?
I just didn't think they were coming. I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably like get recast or something.
No, I don't think so because if they do, it's just Well, there's also no reason to recast them, because people like Jessica Jones, people like Luke Cage, and that's the only defenders that there are.
Yup.
I think if they bring Iron Fist back, they'll like kill him off or something.
Somebody should.
Not kill him off, or like get a new Iron Fist. That's the thing with him. You can get a new Iron Fist.
Thank God.
Yeah, but like,
Yo, I'm sorry, but the Iron Fist show was such a fucking snore, bro. Oh my God. I tried to start it because people kept saying that it was so good. It was so good. Shit is so boring. I didn't even get past the second episode.
Here's what happened with me, right? I binged it the day it came out, so I didn't have time to learn it was bad.
I just like started watching it, like, oh my God, yeah, this is gonna be so good.
You know, it's disappointing for me because I really liked Iron Fist before the show.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked Iron Fist, but no, I'm a Shang-Chi guy all the way now.
Shang-Chi the goat.
Yeah.
But also like, like half of the first episode was just me being like, wait, is like really gonna be this guy?
You know what's so funny?
Why the fuck is he white?
You know what doesn't work about it? That's not even what matters.
No, I know, but like I didn't know shit about Iron Fist when I first
But you
started
know what
watching
the issue is? Like, he's so bad at like kung fu. Can you imagine that Iron Fist going up against Shang-Chi? Because in the Marvel universe, right?
Yeah.
Iron Fist is supposed to be like the best martial artist in the world. He's only like, the only comparison is like Shang-Chi or like Black Panther and shit like that. That twink can't fight either in this universe.
That twink? Okay, Diva.
Can you see the Iron Fist fighting Shang-Chi for
no.
Before the rings also?
Bro, he can't even fight Daredevil. Be serious.
That's the thing. Daredevil should be like Daredevil shouldn't be able to stand a chance against Iron Fist.
Daredevil should be light work against this motherfucker. But
yeah.
Nope. Bro's just ass.
Whatever. That show's so old. There's no reason we should be talking about it. You alright there, bud?
No.
Oh my God, you fucked up your mic.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Anyways, final thoughts. We didn't even talk about Bullseye.
Bro was doped up for like fucking, let's say like a year after he killed Foggy, and then Vanessa freed him.
No, that she freed him to kill Foggy.
Oh yeah. So he was doped up for years.
Yeah, since the end of Daredevil season 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long that's been. I'm gonna map this out eventually, but not today.
Some amount of time.
Yeah.
And he was doped up, bro. He could barely like even hold a pencil. Shit was depressing.
Yeah. I think I don't mind him, but I do want a more like sinister Bullseye.
Hold on, I just done it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing a big stretch like a cat. She's purring. Oh, she's making biscuits. Oh.
Shut your ass up.
Anyways, I like this. I'm looking forward to season 2. Mm-hmm. There's already been some set photos. I like it did feel like it was an incomplete story. Yeah. Kind of, and I don't know by design, but definitely by choice.
Because they could have just finished the season.
No, I think it's smarter to do it this way, to be honest.
I don't know, man. I liked the old format of the fucking Netflix series at least, where you just had like one complete story.
13 episodes
and then
in a day?
One. Yeah.
No, because 13 episodes was also too much. There was too much fat in there they could have cut. This was at least a nice, like, tight 9, you know what I mean?
Fine.
Anyways, moving on to the movie of the week. We are fresh out of...
movie of the week. Sinners.
Pecadores.
Directed by Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, he's too pretty.
Pretty boy Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. Like, too pretty. Like, it's not fair. It's not
Bro
fair.
got long ass eyelashes.
Sinners.
And a pretty face.
Dance with the devil.
If you keep dancing with the devil, one day you're gonna follow you
let's
home.
say we don't do spoilers for like a little bit.
I'll try.
Yeah. So the story.
Yeah.
2 twins come back to the south to open up a juke bar, but maybe something. It's
not just that. It's not just that. It's
Do you want to reveal what it is?
No. That's not what I mean.
Okay.
It's this young man named Sammy who dreams of becoming a blues musician.
Yeah.
He's already really good, so he just needs to be recognized.
Yeah.
But
the first acting appearance of this guy, Miles Caton.
And he does a fucking banging job, man. King. Point is, he meets up with his cousins who had been in Chicago, so they're coming back to their hometown.
Yeah, it's Michael B. Jordan.
And Michael B. Jordan.
They're twins.
Yeah, the Smokestack twins. One of them is Smoke, one of them is Stack.
We're not kidding. Like
that's literally what their names are.
Yeah, they have like real names. We know that Smoke's name is Elijah.
Yeah.
I don't know what Stack's real name is.
They said it, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. But anyways, that is what I just said though. They're making a
juke bar.
Yeah.
So they basically buy up this big hunk of land.
It's an old sawmill.
Yeah, but it's from the grand fucking wizard or some shit, or the KKK or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't know that at the start though.
They basically say that at the start.
They imply that he's white. That is implied that he is white.
They say we don't mess with the Klan or something, and then he's like, the Klan doesn't exist anymore. Okay, liar.
There's no war in Bossing Say, is what I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, and things happen.
And things happen. Things certainly happen.
So let's just say
this movie scared the shit out of me at some points.
Let's just say what we think of it, and then we'll go into spoilers immediately. Because most of what I want to say has to do with spoilers, I think.
Fair. Oh man, it was so good.
I think it's probably one of the best movies we've seen this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what is it? It's been pretty good for horror this year because most of the movies we've seen have been horror movies.
Yeah.
But this is just another really good one, and so they start off by saying that some people are so good at music that they can fucking pierce a hole through heaven and hell.
Yeah. No, like it's like
space
life
and death,
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
And you think, is that gonna come up later?
Yep.
Yep.
I wonder.
I wonder if I wonder.
This is a very cool movie, man.
Yeah. So yeah, Michael B. Jordan buy a sawmill from a racist.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna make as much money as we can before we get tracked down here, because they stole Irish beer and Italian wine from the gangs in Chicago.
They worked for Al Capone.
Yeah, they worked for Capone. So basically they're trying to make as much money as they can as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Before they get figured out.
But their dream was, I guess, to make a juke bar, just have a little fun, and to make it, specifically for black people.
Yeah, which is, that wasn't like an uncommon thing at that time, I feel.
For and by in their specific town, maybe.
It's Mississippi. It's 1932 also, so middle of the Depression, racism at its peak.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, I really don't think that like there are gonna be like more than like one. And
no, but there could, because like Sammy was playing places, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it was implied that he was playing for white people.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that just aren't explained, and it doesn't have to explain to you. You know what I mean?
No, I mean it's just there really aren't. They don't need to be explained. It's just things that are happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where do you want to start? So we can introduce to a lot of characters because they have to like set up their place or whatever. So they're hiring people, from back in the day. They have a history here.
Yeah, because this was their hometown.
Yeah, and they also have history in like Little Rock apparently.
Funny as fuck.
Yeah, but they fought in the First World War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
both the twins, when they must have been like young men at that point, because
probably like first over 18.
Yeah. How old is Michael B. Jordan?
I don't know. Hold on.
He seems like mid-30s, right? That music being too good to like pierce the veil through time, space, and dimensions.
Yeah, so Sammy.
So it's a multiverse situation. So
no, Sammy.
Yeah.
Is a very talented blues musician. He's like a talent player, and his voice. Oh my god.
Yeah, and you could tell he has a beautiful voice because he speaks this low already, and he's like 18.
Yeah, but like it's not even just that. It's just like his voice is like really, really deep, but it's like the tone is just perfect.
I'm not on my phone. I'm taking care of business.
But every time he speaks, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Who was that?
Yeah.
What grown ass old man is that?
Excuse me, sir.
What are we? But like, no, he has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And he made a song so he could play at his cousin's juke bar.
Yeah, they hired him basically.
Yeah. So, they're going around town doing all these things.
Yeah.
A lot of people from their past, both Smoke and Stack had love interests from their past.
Yeah. So Smoke had a love interest who is a woman who's kind of like into voodoo kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. She does hoodoo. That's what they say.
Yeah, it's not like a witch or anything like that. Not to like, she's definitely like spiritual in that sense. Basically, she's
I would say she is a witch.
no. I mean, I don't know. We didn't get enough time with her in that setting to like fully know. I feel.
Okay.
But Smoke has he has like a bag of hoodoo or whatever from her.
She calls it the mojo.
The mojo, yes. So she believes in all this stuff, and that's important because that explains like some of the stuff later on.
Yeah.
She explains it at least.
When he arrives to her house, when he goes to get her, we see him like kneel down to like this little spot they got, and it's like it's like a little burial spot for like their baby.
And I'm stupid because I didn't know what that was. I didn't hear him say anything about a baby. I just saw him kneel down, and I saw the rock and the knife, and I was like, "Oh, is that like his when he was a baby?" Yeah, I'm an idiot.
I guess you didn't hear, but he literally said, "Pops is here."
Yeah, we saw this in IMAX, loudest speakers you ever did hear, and I couldn't understand some people, and that's not.
That's fair. It's because of the.
They had, some of the characters have heavy Southern accents.
Yeah.
We'll get to one specifically in a second.
But yeah, no, it's very sad.
Yeah.
And, then they fuck. This movie's very horny.
Yeah, which makes sense in a second.
They also collect their friend Cornbread and
yes.
their other friend, old musician named Slim.
Well, that's Stack's subplot for the time.
Yeah.
They split up to get like things like ready for the opening that same night.
Things and people.
Yeah. So Smoke goes in town to a market and collects his old friend Bo, who is in a Chinese man,
and his wife. I don't know what her name is.
Oh, I don't remember either. But he buys off of him like a bunch of like food and stuff like that. Yeah. And then
for his wife, he basically commissions like a
sign.
Yeah, the sign for the front, the back, and the menu.
Yes. So that's what Smoke does. He shoots some people for looking into his truck.
Yeah, they were trying to steal from him, but they were like, it's just kind of showing, like how hard he's had to become. Yeah, it shows like the kind of the reputation they have in this town. Yeah. First of all, he doesn't know who it is, but they're like looking in the back of his truck, shoots one in the ass. Yeah. The other one tries to run. The guy who's shot in the ass turns around and is like, "Is that you, Terry?" So obviously knew him when they were younger, whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. The guy who tried to run away, still shoots him in the leg because they gotta. He basically said like they got an image to uphold. He's just like, there's no way that you're gonna say that you met Smoke and you ran out with nothing on you, like without a scrape. And then I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Slay though. Yeah. So then. But yeah, they get them, and then they go get Slim then. Right after. That's Stack and Sammy, the musician. Their plot is they go get Slim, who's an old man who's tickles the keys the correct way. But he's playing harmonica at the train station. Yeah, he's also a drunk. He's so drunk. The only way they got him to actually come was they gave him Irish beer. Yeah, and because they try to hire him for like $20 or whatever, right? Yeah, which is a lot. Yeah, at the time, and now sometimes. Imagine seeing $20. Whoa. At this point. Yeah, they convince him with beer because he's like, I'm an honorable man. I've been working at the same joint for 10 years. Okay, so then I give you $20 and it said 40 for the night. Yeah, they upped it to 40. And all the beer he could drink. And he said, well. You got me. EC, bro. Yeah. He's great. Slim is like probably my favorite character in this movie. Heck yeah. He's so funny. He's just so funny. And then also at that train station, we meet Stack's old love interest, a white woman played by Haley Steinfeld. Yep. Named Mary. She's like 1/4 black, I think. Her mother's father was half black. Yeah. Yeah. So she might even be like an eighth. Jesus. Anyway, she lived around them. She grew up with them. Yeah. Because Smoke and Stack's mother died maybe during childbirth. Was that what they said? No, right? No. Wait, yeah. Maybe. But Smoke and Stack's mother died. They were then raised by Mary's mother. Yeah.
Mary's pissed because they left 7 years ago. She waited for Stack to come back. He never really did. And then at the time of this movie, the day before, her mother had passed.
And she believes that they didn't go see her. They did all this and that. But Smoke reveals that like he actually did send a lot of flowers.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know. I guess not.
I guess she didn't notice something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But
it is what it is. Yeah. Also, Stack, we know later that Stack is not with her because he's trying to protect her.
Yeah, because, it's kind of like the time and the place where they are. And, a black man dating a white woman is just kind of you're cooked.
Yeah. Don't.
Nope. And Sammy meets this singer who he's seen before. Her name is Perlene.
Perlene? Yeah.
And she's beautiful. And he's like, hey, you married? And she's like, yeah. Happily? Boy.
Sammy got a style, let me just tell you.
He kind of ate with that line, honestly.
So yeah, Sammy's having a good day. It's important to note that Sammy, his stage name or whatever is called Preacher Boy. Yeah. Because he's the son of a pastor.
It's not even a stage name. It's just what they call him. Yeah. It's his nickname. Yeah. Because he's the pastor's son. And his dad just wants him to let go of, like, the blues lifestyle and, become, like, an actual preacher.
Yeah. He basically just wants him to follow him into what he's doing. Which, whatever. These are, they also go get a guy named Cornbread, which is a big, brolic motherfucker.
He's huge.
Yeah. They have him basically as the bouncer. Yeah. Yeah.
And, other things happen. But you have already been introduced to the characters that are most important. Yeah. Now, we see this man run from the field like close to us. If you've seen like a trailer for this movie, you've probably seen that part.
You also, if you've seen like newer trailers, you know what the twist is. I think from the first trailer, you can't tell what's really happening in this movie. Yeah. But going after the first trailer, I think some of this stuff has been revealed. But if you're going into this blind, probably stop listening.
Definitely stop listening.
And go watch it for yourself. It's really good.
Okay. You watched it? Great.
Yeah. Did you like that part? I liked it too.
So, this man's running into this people's house. He's looking disheveled. He's looking like his skin's on fucking fire. Yeah. He said that he was attacked by Native Americans.
Yeah. He didn't say the word Native Americans.
I call them Indians, which he's a fucking idiot. But
it was the time.
Yeah, he was always trying to appeal to Ku Klux Klan members.
Yeah, he sees.
That's not a joke.
They literally have their white hood on the bed.
Yeah.
Honey, is my hood ready?
And he's just like, just don't let them get me. Just don't let them get to me.
Yeah, and he's a white man, so they let him in.
Yeah, and they let him in, and then
And sure enough, the Native Americans do arrive. The white people who were living in the house mentioned. They say some racist stuff, but they also they say, "Did you get confused or something? Because there's no Native Americans." They didn't say that, but there's no Native Americans for at least 10 miles. I think they said,
or something like that.
Yeah. So he's been to me that speaks to that he's been chased for a while.
Yeah. But he must have been getting chased for fucking days. Yeah. But then they come and he's just like, if you let him in, you'd better let me help you. And she's fucking racist. She's like, no, not you in. Yeah. And then like the sun starts going down and he's like,
fuck shit. This, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, no, like one of the other guys is like, let's get the fuck out of here. It's getting dark. And he's like, all right, bye.
And so
get fucked.
The main Native American says to her, vaya con Dios. Not like that. But
basically, yeah, no, but like I don't know what language he spoke specifically, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And she walks back into the room and she sees, bang, her husband got ate, LMAO.
Yeah. The guy, he's like sitting in the chair or whatever, and he's like, "Here, your husband just taking a nap. He'll be all better real quick because." Drum roll, please. He's a vampire. This is a vampire movie. Yeah, it's a good one too.
It's a really.
That's
good
why
one.
everybody's so horny.
That is why.
Everybody knows that when you live in a vampire universe, your libido goes up 50%.
Yeah. Vampires are inherently sexual creatures.
Yeah. But, this is a vampire movie. That's why his skin was fucking melting off when
he was in the sun.
Yeah.
I thought it was because he was some sort of, like, walker or something.
Is that what happens to skinwalkers?
Well, their skin just kind of, like, sizzles on and off. You know what I mean? It depends on like what lore you're talking about specifically. Sometimes it just like peels off, very painful like.
Mm.
But they could have thrown like fucking holy water on him or something. I don't fucking know. Point is that he is a fucking vampire. And once again, we talked about how like, you know, like the music and can transcend fucking like past, present, future,
it's not like
life.
he wasn't like teleported into this world because of the music though.
No.
But the music does attract them later on.
Yeah.
So that part was correct.
It's like the emotion, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he can sense the holiness in his voice.
He wants to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is a vampire movie, and they follow classic vampire rules also.
Which, like, you would think dorky, but they make it work so well.
Yeah, like, they have to be invited in. They're immune to everything except wooden stakes, silver, garlic, you know, the stuff.
Yeah, the classics. And holy water, of course.
But I don't think they ever utilized the holy water, though.
No, because I don't think they had holy water.
Not in that place, no.
That was getting crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, they follow the music down to the juke bar or whatever. They're set up for the night. They're having a great time, and then Sammy goes up to play.
Mm-hmm. And goddamn, does he play?
Yeah, they give you the monologue from the start again, real quick, just in case you forgot. But they mentioned that you get visions of the past, present, and future.
This is basically like everybody comes to play, and they really do. It's a really cool visual, like, you know,
Yeah.
scene.
So he has like African like dancers from, you know, obviously from those times.
Yeah.
And then they say future, and a guy who's clearly supposed to be like Jimi Hendrix is there. It's not Jimi Hendrix, and they don't say like any names or anything like that, but it's clearly Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, he's supposed to represent, you know, like the future.
Yeah, the future.
And
well, there's also more future stuff later going forward there.
Yeah, bro.
And the scene is very interesting because it's all one take, and it goes across like the club or whatever, right? And there's like different eras of like black music in history or whatever, right?
Yeah, they also have Chinese history, you know, because
Yeah,
of their
but
friends.
What's interesting is that you only see that the Chinese like history once she passes by.
Yeah.
The wife of Bo or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot what the heck was
I think her name is Grace.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But it also appeared like right behind Bo. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. So there's like not Ice Spice. There's like Spice Girls. No, kind of like 90s like women twerking on the bar. There's there's people on stage with
not
like
Spice Girls, because damn, Spice Girls was low-key racist. Why the only black girl called Scary Spice?
That's crazy. There's like 90s fucking like Tupac rap guys crip walking.
Yep.
It's
all epic eras of black black music and culture.
Yeah. You know, all the best parts of music. Sorry, not sorry.
The motherfuckers that made this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really good scene, and then also it keeps going to the point where it goes up to the roof of the, you know, you get more and more like eras. There's like a flamenco dancer, I think, for a bit.
Maybe.
Who's Spanish bitches in here?
I mean, shit, you know.
Yeah, but then like it goes to the roof and it starts burning down or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now this is something that none of like the human characters are seeing.
No, this is something that our vampires outside
yeah,
are
but
seeing.
the vampires can see outside. You know what's also interesting about the vampires? I don't know if you like thought of it this way. They're kind of a hive mind.
Yeah.
I don't think that's classic vampires, but
no, I think sometimes they are, and sometimes they
well,
aren't.
sometimes it's like Dracula has full control of his minions or whatever the fuck.
But sometimes they're just doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which it kind of happens at the end.
I feel like they were like they like start tuning in specific times.
Yeah. Well, there's clearly. I mean, the white guy is clearly the leader.
Yeah.
What I like about him also is we don't get like any sense of where he came from or anything like that. There's no backstory or anything like that.
Might be Irish.
Yeah, because he sings Irish like, whatever the Irish stuff, and that's like the only like kind of backstory we get on him. You know what I mean?
He might have said something, but damn, bro, like I cannot understand.
But he was a real person, like
at some point.
Yeah, and he just is a demon inside.
Yeah.
Because he burns up way harder than the other one. Spoiler.
Maybe he's just been a vampire for so long that there's no person left.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So what happens? So the three vampires pull up to the place like, we heard of a shindig going down around here.
And they're like, not your type of shindig.
Yeah, nah, bro, we ain't getting no
Like,
white people
we'll
here.
pay, we'll come in, we'll have fun. They're like,
Get fucked.
nah. And they're like, why you let her in? They're pointing at Mary because Mary's white, if you couldn't tell.
Mary's in there. And also Mary's only in there because she's family.
Yeah.
Family.
There's a lot of things to say about, like, like the message and, like, all other things. But, like, I have to think about this a little bit longer because I'm literally just fresh out of the movie.
Yeah. It's also, like, something I don't think I can put together quite well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not them,
Nope.
My pronouns are he, not him. Because I'll never be him.
Sick. No, but, like...
But, like, there's definitely, like... the biggest, like, message I feel is, like, the freedom from music or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And vampires. But, like...
Yeah, but, like, the thing, the strength in community...
Yeah.
Division, etc.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, she's learning because she's family. They tell her to go out there and, like... Well, Smoke tells her to...
Well, Smoke basically tells Stack, hey, man, we ain't make no money tonight. Because a lot of people are also paying with, like, plantation money.
Yeah, water nickels.
Yeah, which aren't real. Like, it's even more paper than paper money. It's, like, wooden coins.
Yeah.
So it's not, like, real money. It's only, like, exchanged within, like, plantation markets or whatever.
Which, Stacks was willing to take because he understood, like, this for the community. And,
yeah,
like,
people need to be able to feel welcome to, like, enjoy themselves. Because they've just come off, like, a hard day's work and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And they're spending their hard and earned money, whether that be, like, actual money or, like, this.
Yeah, Smoke's not on board with the idea, but, he eventually comes around because, I mean, what else are they going to do,
Yeah.
I kind of, like, I kind of understand Smoke in that regard also, though, I feel. But, so, Stack is telling Mary we ain't got no fucking money.
So, can you go out there, talk to the white people, see if they're good?
Well, that's not Stack's idea. Mary's just like, what if I talk to the white people?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Stack's like, I can go talk to them myself. And she's like, they'll talk to me probably more than they talk to you.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
But also, like, I fear from then on, she just, like, her soul gets taken and she becomes a traitor.
Yeah.
Because they welcomed her with open arms, they became community, etc., whatever.
Yeah. She gets vampirified.
Yeah. But, like, it's a really, like, creepy scene because, like, sometimes they are, like, their own people, like, the vampires, and then sometimes they're clearly just, like, the one guy.
Yeah. They're just, because he hive minds them. I think any of the singing, he's hive minding them, to be honest.
Yeah, because, like, also, like, there's a scene later on, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But, he gives her, like, 2 gold coins, and I'm like, what the fuck, is he, a leprechaun?
Maybe.
Have you watched the Leprechaun movies?
I've seen Leprechaun Origins, which, like, does not connect to the other Leprechaun movies.
You gotta watch Leprechaun 1, Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3 in space, Leprechaun 4 in the hood, Leprechaun 5 back to the hood.
I can't.
Probably got that in the wrong order. It's probably Leprechaun 3, then Leprechaun.
Leprechaun?
I'm losing.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird if the Leprechaun goes to space and is like, and then we're in the hood.
No, that's right.
What?
He goes to space first.
You're lying.
No, I'm serious.
The fuck out of here.
No, I'm serious. That's not a joke. He goes to space first.
The Leprechaun goes to space first?
Fuck you. Say Leprechaun 3 times fast.
Leprechaun, Leprechaun, Leprechaun.
Say Leprechaun 5 times fast.
Leprechaun, 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 Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
I didn't say Leprechaun.
At the end you did.
Nah.
Because the words get confused. Point is, he's a leprechaun.
Yeah. Who? Oh, the guy.
Yeah. He gives her 2 coins.
He gives her 2 shillings.
And then, like, they slowly get closer to her. And he's just like, you all need help. And she's like, what?
I think she's so funny, though, because she's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
He's like, it's real money. He's like, where can you spend it?
Anywhere. I don't fucking like.
It's gold.
She's like, yeah.
Yeah, he gives her 2 quid. And, like.
But then she sees his, like, scary ass eyes and she gets that.
But I for her, I mean, you're not going to assume it's vampires. She's probably thinking she's going to get, like, assaulted. You know what I mean?
Everybody thinks it's fucking demons.
No, I don't. Because they also don't make, like, nobody mentions the eyes, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you flash like a light into a dog's eyes. You know what I mean?
No, you can see the eyes because like
No, I know you can see them, but like I don't think she thought there was like demons about yet.
yeah, okay.
Then she turns around, trying to make her way back, and he gets wired up. Can we talk about the effects real quick?
Yeah.
For the most part, really good, right?
Mhm.
And I think some of them were kind of cheesy and bad, but not like unintentionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they were supposed to look in like that classic like B movie kind of sense. You know what I mean?
Not even B movie, it's just like, you know, classic vampire like shenanigans.
Yeah, because like the blood is not good. Can I say that?
I mean,
It's just like spurting, and also it's like milky. You know what I mean?
it is very thick.
Yeah. It's that weird like milky blood that they're using, and obviously, I mean, this movie has a budget. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the director has a vision, so this is clearly intentional.
Mhm.
I do want to say that some of it does look hokey and cheesy, because like whenever the main vampire like does a big leap,
That's awesome, actually.
you can see like the fucking like wire work going around.
Nah, it's not even the wire work, bro. Like he launches himself like he has no fucking control of his body. He just
If they like put different music like fucking like take like
no, be
yeah.
I've been rolling around.
Oh,
That's
funny.
what the fuck it looks like.
Yeah.
But no, it's hilarious. I thought that show was so funny. It actually got me a couple times.
There were some genuine jump scares in this movie.
The first like minute of this movie is a fucking jump scare.
Yeah, because it's Sammy. It starts like the next day,
Yeah.
and Sammy goes to church, and his father's like saying a sermon or whatever, and in his sermon, like every other line is cut with things that hasn't like we as the audience haven't seen yet, but Sammy's remembering from last night.
Yeah.
And it's too quick to like tell what's happening,
Shit.
but we do get to see it later on.
Yeah, but like there are some other scares. Fucking like when the vampire first kills like, you know, like the fucking husband and he goes after the wife, that just scared me.
Yeah. The sound design in this movie is really good.
Like way good, man.
And maybe it's also because we saw it in IMAX, so the speakers were loud.
How it's meant to be watched.
Yeah, it is really loud though.
Yeah, no, how as fuck actually.
But
When I
I think
watched it
that-
again, like, you know, with subtitles.
Oh, dude, I don't know about subtitles. I would watch this again though, to be honest.
No, but like I mean I always, you know, use subtitles for like every movie I watch
Yeah, no,
because like I can't.
but you can't like get that in the movie. Well, I mean, I think you can actually.
You can.
Yeah, never mind.
You can go specific days to get like movies in different, you know, languages if you ask. You can also download an app to hear the movie.
Yes, that I know.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I want to take my mom, but she doesn't want to.
To what? See, watch Sinners.
No, she used to watch like any movie, but she's like,
Yeah. Oh, your mom? Is your mom one of those people like that doesn't like going to the movie theaters?
yeah, she just kind of doesn't like
My
doing
parents,
stuff like that.
my parents, they're not like against the movie theater, but they're like, they're not excited for movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like, we got movies at home. The fuck? And
Yeah.
I'm like, but if it was Paulo Coelho, you would go.
Yeah. Let me tell my dad to fucking K-drama. He'll go.
He's so real.
My dad has been sunk into K-dramas for like the past 6 months.
Dude,
I don't.
every time I look, he's watching a different one.
And like, and maybe that doesn't sound like off to you people who don't know us, right? My father is a Mexican man.
Dude, think about a blue collar guy. There you go.
He's a blue collar Mexican like man, right? Who knows so little English.
I forgot what show he told me he was watching last time. Bro is watching fucking romantic dramas. What the fuck is watching? Icon.
Like, he knows very little English, and yet every night he comes home from work.
He
And
watches this fucking K dramas like an icon.
He comes home from work. He puts his keys on the table. He goes takes a shower and puts on his night clothes. Right. He goes lays in bed, and starts watching the K-drama. Just picks up right where he left off, and he goes through them. He watches like one a day at this point, I'm sure, because because like he watches one at night, and then in the next morning before he goes to work, he's watching the same one.
He's quick with it. I can't even lie.
He's burning through them. I'm afraid Netflix does not have enough content for him.
He might run out. You might have to like get him into the Crunchyroll subscription.
But that's the thing. Like if I put my dad like in front of an anime, right? He'd be like, "Esto, ¿qué es esto?"
¿Esos muñequitos qué?
Yeah. Esos son las caricaturas chinas, ¿verdad? Like.
No, but they wait, I think they do. I think they still have like dramas in Crunchyroll now.
Yeah, no, they have a bunch of shows, but like,
Yeah.
but what I mean is like, for whatever reason, that's not the same for my dad. It's not like something he's gonna appreciate the same way.
No, I mean like they have like K-dramas.
Oh, maybe, but
I mean, at least they used
his brain is so like I don't. What is this? Feels like a midlife crisis, but instead of like buying a Porsche, he's watching K dramas.
Not a crisis. Man just found something he likes.
God forbid a Mexican have a hobby.
You should fucking talk.
I don't watch K dramas. My dramas are in costumes.
Hero. Also, I'm just looking straight up at the fucking Marvel Legends collection.
Hey man.
And then straight back at the fucking like 3 bins full of Marvel Legends.
Hey, it's one and a half.
And
but
then half. And then the other half?
Just other things.
Legos.
No, my Lego bin's in my truck.
You see what I mean?
That has other knickknacks and such. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Some other toys. Not important for this discussion of Sinners.
Okay. But yeah, anyway.
Where were we? Oh yeah, our parents don't like movies.
I definitely want to watch this movie again.
Yeah. So they want Sammy because of his music or whatever. I guess what he wanted was to use him to do music or whatever, so he can see like the other realm or whatever.
Yeah.
Kinda. That part was kind of vague to me. Oh, it also might have been the accent. So
maybe because he would say a lot of shit, and I was like, huh?
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this movie, but the accents are thick, and I am not from the South.
I can barely understand. Like,
I am a city slicker, if you will.
that's so funny. I'm from a different type of not even South. What the fuck would you call that? Countryside?
You're from the Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm from a different type of countryside.
Yeah. The right side. The other side's Haiti.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mary gets turned. She gets into the club again.
And she goes.
She gets hornier.
She just tries to seduce Thing Stack.
Yeah.
And takes him to this room where Sammy and Perlene were actually,
Is it that one?
Vulcan. Yeah.
Okay.
And
side note, Stack teaches Sammy how to eat box, if you will.
don't say eat box, just say pussy. But he like at first he was like, yeah, no, and then there's a special button at the top, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's talking about like writing a car or something, and then he continues, and I'm like, oh
There's
no.
None. So yeah, Stack and Mary start la-fucking.
Yeah.
They get freaky. She spits in his mouth.
Yeah. Whoa. And then like Smoke is just like, yo, go get my brother.
Yeah, because something happens at the bar. It's not really
got in a
important.
fight. Doesn't matter. And then
He walks in. They're fucking. They're like fucking. They're fucking.
they're actually fucking. Like she ran at him. He's like,
so
oh
he
shit.
He comes over back to Smoke. Smoke's like, "Where's my brother?" He's like, "Nah, you go get him." And then so Smoke comes over to the room. They open, and Mary has bitten a whole fleshy chunk out of Stack.
And he's like, what the fuck? And he shoots her like fucking 6 times.
He gets out both of his guns and unloads on her.
And he's like, oh my god. And then she gets up.
Yeah, she gets up. It doesn't matter. She runs out kind of like a little elf. Just
Yeah, it's really funny. But first she says, we're gonna kill all of you.
Yeah. And then she runs out.
Yeah, and then she runs out like a little elf.
Yeah. Anyway, so Smoke mourns the death of his brother.
So sad.
But maybe he's not dead.
Ooh.
Yeah. But so everybody's kicked out. Slim tells everybody to go home. Bad idea, but we don't know that yet.
No.
So Cornbread comes back. He went to go take a long piss.
Yeah, but he had left earlier.
Yeah.
He left Slim in charge because he had to pee, and then you hear like this whispers when he's out there in the forest.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Who there?" And then you can hear the fucking stream just pausing every time.
Yeah.
And then,
like I said, I would not pause. I'd piss harder to get out of there.
dude, I just run. I continue to piss. Like,
running piss?
yes.
No.
I'm just running. I don't go fuck. Like,
I'd rather be a vampire.
no. Also, I don't know that I'm gonna become a vampire. I'm becoming a hive mind first of all. So, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Fucking Cornbread comes back.
Yeah. And he's acting mad suspicious.
And he's like, yo, let me in. And then fucking, what's her name?
Annie.
And he's like, no, wait, why are you
Hold
asking
on.
to come in? You've come in like 20 times and you never asked nobody to let you in.
So he's trying to, Cornbread's trying to like convince Smoke to let him in or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not working. So then Cornbread he uses like everything. He's like, hey, Slim Smoke's brother just died, and I'm trying to be polite here, so invite me in.
And they're all looking at him like, because the longer he's trying to like
the
act
more suspicious
normal,
he looks.
Suspicious it is. Because like the thing about the let me in thing, it has to be like a casual. You don't even have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's like Slim is like halfway through the door. He's like, let me in. Walk past me.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean?
And they're also like, Cornbread, you big as fuck. Why don't you just like push us out of the way?
Yeah, and then he starts calling Annie a witch, and he starts like acting crazy,
Yeah.
and then he's like, oh my god, I'm so polite, and then he basically uses every strategy.
Yeah. So then he gives up. And he's like, you ain't gonna pay me yet. And Slim's like, they're gonna pay you for a job you didn't do.
And he's like, man, give me my money. And then he extends out his hand
Yeah.
to get
And
paid.
Smoke's like slowly reaching for his cash. Slowly about to hand it to Cornbread, and then he gets yanked and almost bitten.
Yeah,
So,
but he fucking blows a chunk of his like face.
Yeah.
He looks fucked for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. So then he runs away. He does a little elf run also.
Nah, it's not elf run at that point because he big as hell. So it's like a
he
fucking
lumbers.
bear run. Yeah,
Bro
no.
lumbers.
He scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When like I saw them like go out there, I'm like, oh my god, fucking Cornbread is out there, bro. Be careful.
Yeah. Anyways, they go back. They're inside or whatever, and he explains what a vampire is.
Yeah.
Stack starts knocking from inside the door.
That scared the shit out of me.
And they're telling Smoke that's not his brother or whatever,
Like,
which it's not.
Sam is like right by the door, and they hear like knocking, and he's like, "Yo, let me in." And Perline's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah. Oh my god, what is this?
And then like, yo, like it was so fucking. It's so creepy. Like I already expected it, but it's so fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, as Smoke, what the fuck do you do?
Well, he was gonna let him out. He was
Obviously.
he was gonna get the keys.
But then he fucking broke down the door.
He broke down
anyway.
the door anyway, yeah. And they, oh no, Annie throws pickled garlics at him.
Yeah.
And
The pickled garlic juice.
yeah, so they have the weakness to the garlic also.
Yep. And she finally reveals what it is: vampires.
Yeah, vampires. Worst there is.
Vampires. Why'd it have to be vampires?
Yeah. So he goes outside. Then they start like getting ready, in case of anything. They start like getting the steaks and all that stuff.
Yep.
They start cooking a good steak, but also they get wood and like, making wooden steaks.
Yep.
And then the vampires do like a ritual dance outside.
Thing is,
It's not
right?
a ritual. It's like an Irish jig.
Thing also is, before anything happens, when people were getting kicked out, Bo went outside to
Oh yeah.
get the car ready because they wanted to leave.
Yeah. Guess what happens to him?
He got.
Yeah.
Obvi.
Shocker.
He didn't come back within 5 minutes. It's Jover.
Yeah. So everybody's ready. They're getting, Annie tells Smoke that if she gets turned to kill her.
Yeah, because she has somebody waiting for her on the other side, implying the baby.
Yeah.
So sad.
See, I didn't know that. I was like, oh, like what, her mom or something?
Bro was lost.
It really was. I didn't understand that then. But also like they didn't explain a bunch of stuff in this movie, so I was like, oh, it's just something I just have
implied.
I just have to infer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, then that happens. Bo taunts Grace because he's back. He's vampirified.
Yeah. He basically like think he's telling her to come over to the other side. It's way
Yeah.
nicer. Come on, come
Yeah.
out here, etc.
They threaten their daughter. They have a daughter, by the way.
Yeah, she's adorable. Her name, I think, what was it? Something with L. Lisa.
Something like that. Yeah.
But the fucking like big vampire guy, he's like, we could just go into town
Yeah.
and
He
get
starts
your
being-
daughter.
Yeah. Again, another sexual thing. Like he says in Cantonese like how, because he has.
Says, I know how you like to be licked.
Yeah, because he has all the memories of Bo. He has everybody's memories. This is what the hive mind thing we're talking about is.
Yeah.
They also have his memories apparently.
Yeah.
So, not that that's important or anything, but just think
Yeah,
it was-
just like good to know.
just think it was interesting to let people know.
So sad.
Fart. Nearly knocked.
Honestly,
all over.
Grace rightfully fucking tweaks the fuck out because this is such a fuck ass situation to be in.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm ready to light this motherfuckers up. And they're like, yo, please chill the fuck
Yeah,
out.
she starts prepping
Molotov.
Molotov. I was gonna say Mazel Tov again. Mazel Tov.
Muscle tough. Anyway, she prepares one, and like he
They're
keeps
like, what
taunting
the
her from
fuck
the
is she doing?
outside.
Yeah. They're like surrounding the building at this point.
Yeah.
Because they know they kind of know they've gotten to Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're singing this fucking song.
Yeah.
And she's so fucking mad. She just wants to go out there and kill him. But instead she just says, "Come on in," and they just fucking.
And then then
They fucking come on in.
the aspect ratio shifts in real time.
My back hurts.
Yeah, I could tell.
Anyway.
So it's a big vampire battle.
Big epic vampire battle.
Yeah,
it's fucking
and
bloody. You know what? Grace gets what the fuck she wants because she goes after Bo. She gets lit on fire.
Yeah.
And she stabs him straight through the heart, and then I think she gets pierced through too, so she kind of like lays on him.
No, she's on fire, so it's just she just dies that way.
I thought that like their bodies went like this.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, but also at that point she was disintegrated anyways.
Yeah. Either way, good to know. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people die in that fight. Also.
Yeah. Slim dies. Annie tragically she gets hit by fucking Stack.
Yeah. What they do find out in that skirmish though is that the main vampire guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets hurt, they all feel the pain.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that.
But
anyways, Annie gets killed. Slick gets killed. Sammy, Smoke, and Pearline.
Yeah.
Make it up to the top or whatever.
Slim sacrifices himself to like give them a little time.
Yeah, very little time also. Very little. But he was also drunk, so I guess this is just what he wanted.
Yeah. He said that the thing they'd have to go through him, and the devil was already searching for him. So I guess this was just his thing.
Yeah. You know what this movie is? This movie is basically a reimagining of The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. So, whatever. So the main vampire almost gets Pearline dies. Smoke is about to kill Stack. Stack tries to bite Smoke, but he can't. So there's either two things you can like infer from that, right? One, Stack still has like the memories of himself, and
it definitely does.
And chose not to bite Smoke or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or two, the mojo back protected Smoke.
Yeah, I think that's it because it had like this weird effect where he was like reaching for to bite him, and he was kind of like being stopped by a magnetic force of sorts.
Yeah, Magneto was there.
Yeah, Magneto was there. He was grabbing him by the fucking thing, by the
metal tooth. Yeah.
the little grills.
Yeah.
I think it was that, and then Smoke goes over him, and he's like, he don't want to kill him, man. This is his brother. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Sammy fucking jumps out of the window. It's not a window. It's like a fire escape, but it's like on the second floor.
Well, it's an old sawmill, so it's a no, it's not a fire escape. They use it for like it's like a side door on the upper level, cause like so what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had this in like old houses. If you need to get like a piano to the second floor.
That's so funny.
But for this instance, it wouldn't be a piano, but it'd be like heavy machinery.
Mm. Well, yeah, no, he escapes through one of those and he's running. He's fucking running his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
He got this guitar, he got his guitar because he can't leave the guitar.
Yeah, his guitar is really nicely designed. It's like a unique looking guitar. Yeah. But it has and importantly, it has a metal bit in the middle.
It does. It certainly does. It's like a big, like, round disc.
It almost looks like a hubcap, I would say.
It does kind of look like a hubcap. A small one, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, main vampire guy grabs him and starts dunking him in the water.
Yeah, he's waterboarding him, boarding him.
Yeah. And then Sammy reaches for his guitar one last time.
Importantly.
Yes.
Sammy starts praying to God, and then the fucking vampire starts praying with him, and then the rest of the vampires come out. Yeah. And then like they're fucking doing their thing, and he's talking, and then Sammy's like reaching for his guitar that's like floating behind him. And he hits him over the head with the fucking thing. Yeah. And the guitar breaks, but the silver bit lodges it inside the vampire's head, like deep in there. And they all start wailing because, it hurts. Yeah, so they all feel the pain of them. And he's mad as shit, so he's pulling out the fucking disc, and he's like, I'm gonna kill your ass. Yeah. And then Smoke pulls up and, like, stabs him in the middle of the chest, and he got him. Yeah. It's weird knowing none of his other, like, vampire minions to, like, were like, look out. They're probably in the middle of being like, my fucking god! Ah! I mean, to be fair, like, he had him all under control, I don't think. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, Smoke pulls up, kills him, and the sun rises. No, he didn't kill them actually. He stabbed him through the heart. So I don't know if that was gonna stop him, but the sun comes up anyways.
Well, shit, it would certainly have stopped him. But the sun comes up and then they all start burning, and he starts burning hard.
Yeah, he has like a little whirlpool because he's in the water.
Yeah.
And his fire, everybody like burns up and just like burns to a crisp or whatever, right? His fire like flies up to the sky.
It's like God was waiting for us. Like,
Yeah.
Come here, motherfucker.
Come here.
Got some fucking troubles with you.
Yeah. So, anyways, we
I
don't.
got a bone to pick.
I got a. Smoke then gets Sammy out of the water or whatever, right? They've survived the night. Sammy has to get to church.
Yep.
Smoke gives him his car after he gets some help getting a trunk off the back of the truck.
Sammy's still holding like the fucking
The broken-
1/4 of the guitar. That's left.
Yeah, just the. Excuse me.
Just the head.
Sorry guys, we're recording late this one.
It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Sammy still has his, like the head of the guitar.
Yep.
Now when the movie started and I saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we see like the aftermath when he goes to church or whatever. I thought he had like killed the last vampire with the guitar, like stake wise.
Yeah, no,
That's what I thought happened.
But I guess not. He was just holding on to it.
No, that's fine. I
He
mean,
arrives to the church and his dad is telling him,
it's just the beginning of the movie again.
yeah, it's telling him to renounce his evil ways and
Yeah.
get.
To like let go of sin, which is like let go of the music or whatever.
However, at the same time,
So, and I knew what was happening, but again, I didn't like. I guess I wasn't listening. The vampire guy mentions that the body he's possessing is actually, or not maybe even his body, or like the victims, right? The first victims,
guys
the
from
white
the
people from the house. Yes, he's actually the nephew of the guy who sold the building.
and he's the fucking like wizard or whatever. of
Yeah,
KKK.
they say Grand Dragon, but it's the
Oh.
Grand Wizard.
I don't know. I guess.
Or is it like different
names.
ranks?
I don't fucking know.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what type of racism, what level racist he is.
I don't care. They're all dorks and ugly anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they said that they did that on purpose. They were gonna take their money, and then in the morning they were gonna come up and kill all of them.
Yeah. Now, to me, right, I was like, oh, they just want a good action sequence to like end the movie on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll say why he actually stayed there for in a little bit, right? But yeah, Smoke stays that he's there at the mill. He opens a trunk, so that we know about the trunk from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And when he opens it up, it has a sniper,
Yep. It has
a Tommy gun,
Yep.
and at least 2 grenades. So
Crazy.
because he was a soldier.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of racists that pull up to the place also.
It's like fucking 4 cars. Yeah.
Yeah. And he just starts mowing them down.
And oh my god, is it satisfying?
Yeah. He's mowing them all down.
There's a grenade at a fucking car, and he starts shooting it, and then it explodes.
He gets shot through the stomach and doesn't even flinch.
Light work, no reaction.
Yeah.
Then the last guy, the one that sold him the mill,
Yeah.
he's fucking trying to crawl away from his life, and he's just looking down at him.
Yeah. He asks him for a smoke, takes the smoke. He's about to fire and then doesn't.
He just sits back down, and he's like, God, I'm fucking tired. Like, that's not what he said, but I can, like, see it in his eyes.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything, but he turns over, he sees his love interest, Annie, and his kid. So
and
now
she's
that
holding him, and it's really sweet.
See, because I didn't
and she calls him Elijah. She doesn't call him Smoke. So she says, if you get rid of that smoke, you can hold him.
Yeah.
And he's about to reach for it, and then this motherfucker, like the fucking guy, like on the floor, he starts talking.
Yeah, he's talking again, and Smoke just looks at him, not saying a word again, just empties the Tommy gun into him.
Yep.
And then drops the gun and then goes back to reaching for his kid.
It's basically just like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. Hey, can I get some? Shut the fuck up! Oh my god, this is so and it's really like beautiful because she's like there, she's wearing white, she's waiting for him.
Because I didn't know that it was his baby, I was like, yo, what does this kid represent? Like, is this a fake kid? I thought what I really thought, honestly, was like, oh, he's imagining a different life he could have had.
No. I like that she said.
In retrospect, I'm so fucking stupid.
So if you let go of that smoke, you can hold on to it.
Yeah,
That's so sweet. And then he holds him, and it's really sweet.
Yeah, and then the movie ends. Sammy runs from his father.
I think he goes down to Louisiana.
Is that what he? No, because he goes to Chicago, because that's, or at
Does
least
he?
he goes north, I would say.
Probably.
Yeah, we jump forward, and he is a blues musician.
Yeah,
How big we don't,
accomplished.
we don't really know, but he is at least happy in his life.
Yeah.
He's accomplished. He's like, God, if he's like say 18 in the 30s, right?
Mhm. It's the 90s.
Yeah, he's like in his 60s or 70s. No, 70s for sure, at least.
At least fucking 80.
Almost 80s, yeah. He still has the scar from the
It's a big fucking scar.
yeah, the scratch that the main vampire guy gave him.
It's like 4 big claw marks.
Yeah, and then the movie ends, but not really.
No.
So the credits kind of roll through his performance, and then at the end of his performance, he's at the bar, and I guess his bodyguard or whatever.
He's like, hey, there's just 2 people who wanted to come in back in.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, sure. And then he says, come in.
Mm-hmm.
And Sammy's like, what?
Yeah, he turns over. If that was me, if I'm Sammy, I'm never letting anybody in. The fuck.
I'm pulling out a wooden stake.
I have garlic on me at all times, bro.
Honestly, I'm never saying come in again. I'm just being like,
Yeah. No, I'm serious about
just
the
like
garlic.
moving over slightly. Yeah.
I'd have like fucking like garlic salt on me at all times. Ah!
And holy water.
Yeah. Sure enough, though, it is Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan stack.
Yeah. So it's both
And in the
very
most
stacked.
90s outfits you've ever seen.
Okay, but like that sweater he's wearing, I want it really bad.
Really? I thought it would look dumb.
It's so nice.
I think Haley
Those
Steinfeld's
things go
outfit's
for like $500.
I think Haley Steinfeld's outfit's really cute.
It is.
Stack's hair is really funny. He has the Urkel.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's the Urkel. Like
It really is.
they're not there to kill him. I thought they were there to kill him, and I was like, oh, this is one of these movies where there's no good ending.
No, but he said that Smoke asked him to let
Yeah,
him live out
Smoke
his
couldn't
life.
kill Stack, so he just asked him to let him live his life or whatever.
Yeah.
So Sammy.
And then he goes up and thing to smell Sammy. He's like, "You don't got long yet."
Yeah. And he offers to like let him turn into a vampire or whatever, right?
He's like,
And Sammy's like, nah, I think I'm good, to be honest.
it's super sweet what he says. He's just like, until that until sundown.
Yeah,
when I was with you guys, it was the best day of my life.
and it really felt like it, right? Because like I really enjoyed all that parts in the movie, just like before, like it's a horror movie, what movie you came to watch, but just watching them like get ready for the night and just the character interactions, just everybody like I don't know, I really liked it, right?
Yeah.
It just felt nice, and even if it's Jim Crow, Mississippi,
Which that's scary enough on its own.
yeah, you didn't need the vampires, you could have just been white people.
And honestly, it really was.
Yeah, it's another one of those movies where white people are the problem,
I
as
mean,
they always are.
if you look back in the textbooks.
Yeah, I thought that was just the ending was really good between Sammy and Stack, but also to me that explains why Smoke didn't just leave the mill.
Yeah.
Because Stax is still inside because he can't get out because of the sun. So once again, he's still protecting his brother.
Forever.
Because that's the main thing with Smoke. His entire life he's just been protecting Stack.
Yeah, he told Sammy that no wait, I think it was Stack. Stack told Sammy because Sammy asked what happened to their dad, and he said that he died. And Stack tells him that Smoke killed him after one time that he had been, beating the hell out of Stack, like really bad.
Yeah.
Stack woke up after, and Smoke was right over him.
Yeah, Smoke had already killed their dad. Smoke goes into more detail later when Sammy asks him about it, and then Smoke keeps telling him that his entire life he just his only thing is just protecting Stack.
So sad.
Yeah.
It really kills me.
Yeah. All in all, I really like this movie, to be honest.
Same. It was really nice.
Yeah, there's another post-credit scene. It's not really consequential to anything in the movie, to be
No,
honest.
you just get to hear
It's
you
just
get to hear Sammy singing like the song from
It's This Little Light of Mine, if you know it.
Man, his voice is beautiful.
Yeah, it's
It's a
just
real
him
treat.
singing the song in church. Like I said, it's not really important to the story, but it's just a nice, little ending.
It's a little treat,
Yeah, I like that. Mary and Stax have been together for 60 years.
Yeah, right.
As vampires, yeah. Because also she got away because she just ran off into the night like a little fairy person.
She really did. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
She probably just like didn't get to hear the fucking like vampire mind control.
Yeah, or she was too far. The Wi-Fi signal didn't like reach.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall, really good movie.
Yeah.
A lot of good fucking acting on it, honestly.
Yeah, even like the minor characters that don't have a lot of screen time, you really enjoy everybody in this movie.
They do a bang up job.
Yeah, even like the guys who get shot by smoke in the street.
You're like, damn, they got my bro.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I really recommend it, to be honest.
I agree.
Yeah. This episode's gone over long, so I'm gonna say let's skip the song thing this week.
Yep.
But
No treats for you.
Yeah. Also, I don't really have a list ready, so
Me either.
so we'll do that next week. But yeah, go watch Sinners. Tell us what you think. Watch Daredevil and tell me what you think. I'm really interested to see what people think about it, because we have differing opinions on a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
But I'd like to hear what people have to say. In general, if you enjoyed the episode, obviously, leave a like, follow us.
If you didn't enjoy the episode, leave a like, follow us.
If you didn't enjoy the episode, can you tell me why?
Yeah, leave a comment.
I like to know things. I like being part of the chisme.
The chisme.
Yeah.
The chisme being us. Are we the problem? Are we the drama?
Imagine there's just one comment by like a no-name account, just yes.
Okay.
Bitch. But yeah, follow us on our socials. I'd be posting banger fucking memes describing the episode on.
They really are. They're so fucking
you guys
funny.
don't understand how much fun I have just making like the images I post for like to be like episode out. Because editing video like clips, I'm working on one that I've been working on for like 2 weeks, and I just what it really is, I just procrastinate, to be honest.
That's fair.
That's on me. Sorry, but
it's real.
It's really funny though, the clip I've been working on recently. But no, if you enjoyed the episode, obviously, like I said, follow us, subscribe, leave a like.
Tell your dad.
Tell your tax guy.
Tell your cousin.
Tell the woman you farted in front of.
Tell your boss. Tell your HR manager.
But
yeah, tell everybody.
We'll see you guys next week. What's next week? We'll probably talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.